Everyone, this is Nikachu, and I am here with Jason Shining Sholsamard. He is the death and taxes master of the world, and I'm also here with my brother.
Oui.
And we are here to play some Merfolk in Legacy. And before we go any further, we are going to tweet and with publish. Just send out the message that we are live. Wait for everyone to arrive. Yeah, I'm excited for Legacy. How much Legacy do you play, Jason?
Not very much.
Not very much, but you know what? It's more than enough. We are we're gonna try to do something incredibly innovative here with Merfolk and Legacy. We are going to try out Cosi's Trickster. Now, Curse Catcher got completely crippled by Deathrite Shaman, in my opinion. It's really poor. If we cannot beat the Delver decks in Legacy, then we're not going to beat like anything. Delver is such a huge deck in Legacy, and they're playing with Deathrite Shaman, and they're so mana efficient that Curse Catcher cannot do anything.
What was the reason he's gone in Modern, eh?
Yeah, he's losing. Yeah, that's right. Deathrite Shaman, incredibly powerful. There used to be like 5 different Delver decks: Blue Red Delver, Bug Delver, Jeskai Delver, Rogue Delver, Sultai, 5 color. Now it's just basically 5 color. Hey Mirko, thanks for joining us today as we try out Cosi's Trickster in Legacy, and we're also going to try out Spell Pierce in replacement of Chalice of the Void, because Chalice of the Void is just not hitting enough things in Legacy. Like, it doesn't hit Eldrazi. It's still good against Miracles, I think. It hits all the cantrips: Ponder, Brainstorm, Swords to Plowshares, the new Portent card. Are you familiar with that?
What is it?
Portent. It's like,
look at your top 3 and
it's like Ponder, except you draw the card on your opponent's upkeep.
Yeah, okay.
So you're able to.
You has the shuffle option as well.
You get the shuffle option as well.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly like Ponder,
Yeah,
except you
from
draw.
back in the day, but...
You draw the card. That's how old school Jason Shining Sholsamard is. He
played with those before. A long time ago.
I don't understand why no one found this card earlier. It looks like a good card. It's like people were forced to find this card after Sensei's Divining Top got banned.
Yeah, well, also too, people tend towards more cantripping, right? Like, as it goes on, like they realize what's not so good about their deck and how to make it smaller is more cantrips.
Right.
So you don't have so much room in the beginning when you're making a deck, and then after a while, like, hey, let's make this thing smaller.
Right. But Spell Pierce still good against Miracles, because we can, if they entreat for too much, we can counter it. We can counter Jace the Mind Sculptors, which is really important that you can't counter with Chalice of the Void. You can't counter, what is the 3 white? Basically choose a permanent and choose an online permanent, exile it.
What is it? I can't remember. It's the vote one?
The vote one. You vote. You each vote. You get
2 white and a colorless.
Yeah, 2 white and a colorless sorcery. That Spell Pierce will counter it. Chalice of the Void will not. Spell Pierce can counter spell. Spell Pierce can counter Force of Will. Spell Pierce can counters many things.
Yeah.
I also, very important, counters the very first cantrip that a Delver deck would play, or any Brainstorm Ponder deck. And there's a lot of hands that are kept in Legacy that depend on that first cantrip. Like, it's very sketchy, but they know that, just one Ponder, they can find their second or third land 3 cards deep.
Yeah.
Or even more so with Ponder, because you can look at the top 3 cards, and if there's nothing, then you get to shuffle and get 1 extra random
I also like that
card
too.
drop.
For Spell Pierce, it's with the Chalice, it's already there, so they can just play a strategy around it.
Mm-hmm.
With the Spell Pierce, they're going to commit going down a path with the
Right,
cards,
right,
and you
right,
just bust
right.
it out on them, right? So
Exactly.
even if you could shut down more cards, but like in their hand, but you
could
get them when they're committed.
Totally agree.
What's the link to that, chat? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Go check me out. I'm not on Twitch. So who is here? We got the Cat Army. Cat Army has arrived. Many cats. Almagast is here. Hello. Jonathan is here. Troy is always asking about his hat. Where's his hat? And Andrus is here. Can't see the sideboard. Hoping. Oh, sorry guys. Hold on. I will switch to the deck tech perspective. Here we go. Thank you for letting me know. I'm a better YouTuber than a better streamer, but thanks for letting me know. So yeah, we're going to be playing with this list. We're going to try out for the very first time Merfolk Trickster. I have no idea what it's going to do, but it's definitely going to have some application. I mean, we can force tapping Deathrite Shaman, force their hand, make them do something with it. Playing things at instant speed always helps. We can block Delvers finally if they flip. Take away the flying. Goodbye flying. Hello blocking.
1-for-1 block. Yes.
We can tap down temporarily a Merit Lage, although I prefer playing Harbinger for those reasons.
Send it back.
But you need more mana for Harbinger. So with Merfolk Trickster, what we can do is tap down the Merit Lage, and then on our turn bounce it back to their hand with Harbinger of the Tides if we don't have that 4 mana available. What else do we have? Merfolk Trickster, I hope, is going to be more useful against Death and Taxes in Legacy, because it's very hard. They have a lot of flying creatures. It's hard to block them. There's a lot of games where they just fly over us and there's just nothing we can do about it. Our best games are when we have True Name Nemesis in play and we have our own unblockable damage. But other than that, they can like guard the ground really well. We don't have Spreading Seas in this deck. So the Island Walk from Lord of Atlantis.
Not nearly as good, I guess. Eh?
Yeah, and well, most decks play blue already. So this is our Spreading Seas in some fashion. This is our guaranteed unblockable damage.
Oh right, yeah.
So yeah, interested in how Merfolk Trickster,
huh? Are we on 8 lords?
Yeah, we're on 8 lords. 8 lords and tons of counterspells. We got Force of Will. Force of Will. Any blue deck will play this.
So you drop Daze for now?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop Daze for the Merfolk Trickster. And to 2 extra copies of Merfolk Trickster. Daze not super important. I'm also hoping to leverage Misdirection in the sideboard against the Delver decks.
I love that card.
I think we need to be super tempo oriented against the Delver decks. There's no way they're beating us in speed. I have so many games where I land Chalice on 1 and they just play like Young Pyromancer or 2 Young Pyromancers, empty their hand of cantrips. They all get countered, but they don't care. They've got 1,000,000 tokens on the board, and all I've got is 1 True Name Nemesis, and I can't race them. Yeah. They just suicide all their creatures into my board of this one creature, or even this creature and a lord, and I'm just too far behind. I can't win. And there's so many games where this Deathrite Shaman eats me up. So I want to be able to misdirect those Abrupt Decays, misdirect those Lightning Bolts, the Fatal Pushes on their creatures. I think it's going to be worth the potential 2-for-1 because they could counterspell this thing. But I think it's going to be worth it.
What's the balance between Force of Wills and Misdirections? Do we go up to a full 7 ever, or do we? Is that something that you monitor?
Generally, you want to. Well, I don't know for sure. I'm going to be testing this out myself.
Okay.
But generally, I am siding out Force of Will against Delver because it's an attrition-based matchup, and you can't afford to lose cards against them.
They're not going to kill you by turn 2.
They're not going to kill me on turn 2.
So you don't need something to stop something that early.
So who else do we have here? Everyone's excited for Trickster and Legacy. Kerrigat's excited. Grizzly Bear says hello to everybody. Jove Tartek Alfonso, hello. Andreas, all good. Nikachu, love the content. So Phantom for you. Hey Nikachu, love your stuff. You go, man. Thank you. My brother's in the chat room. My brother, do you want them to know which one is you?
I already said.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, the brother here. So, Troy, have we just given up on hiding the nameless brother? Well, he's still pretty nameless.
He's the other guy. I'm a different guy.
Yeah, Jonathan, we aren't playing with Jite. It's 2 mana. It just costs too much mana. Like, any matchup where we want it, especially Delver, now they just tempo us right out. It's hard to cast this thing and then pay the mana to equip, and then they just kill your creature, and then you're like dead next turn. The Deathrite Shaman puts such a good clock on you. Delver puts such a good clock on you. Young Pyromancer. We can even have a True Name Nemesis in play, but we can't attack because they have a Gurmag Angler in play. So we get in for 3, but they get in for 5. That's not a good trade-off. So the matchup is 50-50. We have to win this matchup. They are a pure island deck. So we need to fight them as much as possible. I'm hoping Cosi's Trickster is going to do that because there's so many decks that depend on shuffling their deck, especially the Brainstorm decks, because they want to brainstorm garbage back on top of their deck and shuffle it away. So they're forced to shuffle. So I'm hoping Cosi's Trickster is going to be really big. What's really hilarious with Cosi's Trickster is Knight of the Reliquary. Because every single time they use the Knight of the Reliquary to make their knight bigger, Cosi's Trickster gets bigger. Yeah. My Cosi's Trickster was like a 9/9 once. Facing off like an 8/8 Knight of the Reliquary.
I think that guy could be good in Modern too, even. With the, there's less shuffling probably in Modern.
There's actually a lot less shuffling. A lot of people ask me about this in Modern. There's actually so less shuffling. Humans doesn't shuffle.
Yeah.
Affinity doesn't shuffle.
Too many common ones.
Tron shuffles very little. They just have Expedition Map.
And the green sorcery.
You're right. Sylvan Scrying. Okay, so they have a little bit.
But you play the land that you could pay 2 and kill their land.
Spreading Seas?
No, the land.
Tectonic Edge.
The new edge. The new edge.
Oh.
Field of Ruin.
Field of Ruin.
You have to shuffle.
Force them to shuffle.
Yeah, exactly. No playing around.
And there's another problem with Cosi's Trickster in Modern in that the fast lands are very popular now, so people are running less fetch lands.
Yeah. It's not that it's running 10 or 12 or something.
Right. Whereas in Legacy they're running tons. They cannot avoid it.
Wow.
So yeah, let's go destroy some Pyromancers. And I'm Back to Basics. I played that thing in the main deck. I'm actually not a fan of Back to Basics. I'm just not. It's really clunky. It's hard to get online, and
you can always pitch it to Force of Will.
You can always pitch it to Force of Will. So yeah, Back to Basics. I don't even like it against the Delver decks because by the time if it resolves, if I get it in play, I'm already taking serious damage from their creatures, and I'm spending that turn 3 putting an enchantment on the board instead of putting some real pressure on the board.
Right.
And lastly, even if it resolves and I lock out their lands, the Deathrite Shaman is still worth a lot of mana to help finish off the game. So with that, let's go check out. Let's go play.
Maybe we should get some Deathrite Shamans in this deck.
What's his name? Thought of that.
Well, I was joking.
The other Wise. Devin Wise, a local competitive player. He was trying to convince me to literally put it in. Okay, so we're going to play Legacy. Gonna get into gameplay mode. And we're off. Everyone was so excited for Legacy in my last big stream. We didn't play it, but we're playing it now. We're meeting the demands of everybody. I don't care what the result is. I just want to know how well these cards are going to do. Maybe we'll even main deck Misdirection somewhere in the future.
I like that idea, to be honest. It's such a good mess with you card.
You
catch someone with their hand in the drawer once, and they're like, bolt that. I don't know. No, I don't think I need to. I'm gonna wait.
And I'm also curious to know how Gitaxian Probe is going to influence Misdirection.
Oh, so I guess all those Delver decks play.
They all play Gitaxian Probe.
This looks like a lovely hand.
This hand's terrible.
This is the type of thing that made me take 80 files out of my deck.
I'll keep this.
Can we get a counter going of Curse Catcher versus Cosi's Trickster?
I think I'll put this thing on the bottom. Can we get a counter going of Curse Catcher versus Cosi's Trickster? What does that mean?
The amount of times they're useful?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Does the Curse Catcher come in handy versus how many counters we get?
I don't know how to add counters yet. I'm a streaming noob. But somewhere in the future, I guess we can do it.
I'll try to remember.
Yeah, we're gonna...
If somebody smart will...
Someone's got to keep track of this in the chat room.
Thanks, Keith.
Oh yeah, were you talking about the light bulb thing?
No, I just hope we never draw any.
You know what? You should be in charge of people asking questions.
Keith Sexy says, "You are the best Merfolk player. Please keep it up. You are my idol."
I am absolutely the best Merfolk player. No doubt about that. Not disputing this.
Keith Sexy. And I can see that you have impeccable taste, Keith Sexy.
Yeah. It's good to have someone on chat. Just like those streaming charities.
I'm telling you, card caddies are the thing of the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have an end of turn brainstorm. I'm guessing this might be a show and tell deck.
Allowed to play that in this format?
You are allowed to play it. So we're going to start off with Lord of Atlantis. Against show and tell, it's good to get a clock really quick. It really could be anything. Like, this thing could still be miracles. With what we've seen. Well, I guess maybe not. I guess Pluto Delta is a bit far-fetched. Yeah, this looks like... Show and tell. Looks like they might go off.
Luckily we got True Name.
True Name.
Force of Will.
Yeah, that's right. Sneak Attack. Yeah, we have to Force of Will this thing.
No question. I don't know much about the format, but I bet that would hurt.
It's not too bad if they just play Force of Will. I mean just played Show and Tell, but Sneak Attack is a sort of a big deal.
Yeah, it just keeps going. Now what, Emrakul or something?
Well, hopefully not. If it's Emrakul, I guess that's not too bad, because we can rebuild from here. Pretty comfortably.
Ooh,
that's more difficult.
Hopefully he drew bad cards.
It's really important to know that if they play Show and Tell, that you cannot put Phantasmal Image in play. Or you can, but you can't copy the thing that they put in play.
Yeah.
Because they're both entering the battlefield sort of at the same time.
We need the Aether Vial out.
Good day, Bolt Beam. Don't worry, David. Yeah, we're playing some Merfolk and Legacy. You get to see it live. Get to see Grizzlebrand live.
This guy had a pretty good hand, eh? Is that just me?
Well, you know what? It's Legacy.
Yeah, for sure. Just Sneak Force and Grizzlebrand. So he didn't even draw more cards. That bolt's
I guess we're going to play Mutavault. We don't really have much of a choice.
I think he's going to hit us something real bad.
Thanks for letting me know, the Cat Army, about my Patreon vids. There's now going to be some exclusive videos to my patrons on Patreon. Ooh, Show and Tell. Oh, I have nothing to show. So why are they Show and Telling when they could just Sneak Attack?
Because it's something even worse. You might as well get another copy of your... Oh, no, it's a permanent thing, right? So keep the Phantasmal Image.
Or no, I guess I can.
Just make another Lord?
If they will play... Yeah, I'll just make another Lord.
We gotta resolve it, I think.
Choose a creature. Ugh. This glitch happened to me once
click
before.
On your guy first. Jeez.
No, I had this situation where I was just trying to copy one. I was trying to copy a True Name Nemesis, and then I'm not sure what happened, but eventually it did become a True Name Nemesis. So I guess I'll say no.
Doing here? That Omniscience?
Yeah, they put their Omniscience in play.
Oh. Damn you, Grizzlebrand! Stop it!
Show me more of your deck. Eldrimy's Call.
So you just play everything for free?
Yep. That's what Omniscience is.
Oh,
you may cast spells from your hand without paying their mana cost. That's Legacy, folks. That's Legacy. Unfortunately, I don't think the Misdirections are going to have
He's got the Emrakul.
Yeah. I don't think Misdirection is going to do very much in this matchup.
You can misdirect a Forcible.
We can do that. I guess we're going to try. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, I'd say. Better than some of the... Maybe that guy who makes them lose the abilities, but actually that could be okay against this deck. The bounce guy, he could be okay.
Let's... Yeah. We'll play it out. Maybe they'll show us one more card.
Let's just get out of here. Oh, that's true.
Does Trickster do anything against Emrakul?
Who?
Yes.
Trickster.
Yes,
Trickster.
it can. At the beginning of combat, you can flash it in and tap it. Because it has protection from spells, but doesn't have protection from abilities.
Yeah, so you want those guys still.
Alright.
So it wouldn't remove, 6-year permanents?
Yeah, I have to do that before then.
Oh.
Get the card view. So cards that we want... Actually, our sideboard is not very well equipped for this
Admittedly.
Sneak and Show matchup. Echoing Truth is...
You can undo a Show and Tell, and you can send back a Sneak.
I cannot, but it's not very good.
Well, he has to ritual out a Sneak Attack, right? Oh, I guess then if he hits us with something like that.
If they have the mana up, then they will just attack with it. Grafdigger's Cage does nothing. Well, so I guess we're going to bring in Misdirections. And we'll side out... True Name Analysis, I guess. So. Yeah, that's it.
They look pretty piss poor there.
Alright.
You reading that?
Yeah, it was Sean, it was showing the Omniscience on my side of the board because Magic the Gathering Online is glitchy.
No, the one underneath.
Oh, everyone loves me. Thank Brad. I love you too. Our opponent mulligan. That's great against a combo deck.
But he kept it.
They kept it. Oh, that's fine.
Just kidding.
So they're going to put, and they put a card on top of their library. I'm going to start off with Island, and we're definitely going to tap out for this Master of the Pearl Trident next turn. So I'm going to Spell Pierce anything that they play here. Anything.
Not a land.
I'm not going to Spell Pierce the land, though. Merfolk. Yeah, let's get some pressure on the board. I guess that is the purpose of their end of turn brainstorm, or I guess not. They just didn't have anything to do on turn 1. I'm not sure, but maybe they shave their,
Oh, here comes the show and tell.
or they're just trying to play around Chalice of the Void.
Oh, maybe. I don't
No, here's the show and tell, and yeah, we're gonna try to counter this thing.
know. Force walls it again would be so annoying.
No answer? Uh-oh.
What a bugger.
That's
I don't. You're a villain.
how that deck works.
Yeah, that's how it really works well.
Okay, so we're gonna put in our own Master of the Pearl Trident. Omniscience again? Well, oh no, yeah, they get to keep the Emrakul permanently.
And did they cast it?
Yeah, they casted
But
it
not from their hand.
from their hand
Holy smokes.
because of Omniscience.
Or does it even matter from the hand with the Miracle, actually?
Yeah, it does. You have to cast it
No, when-
if you cast this spell.
If you cast the spell, yeah. But it doesn't have to be from your hand.
Oh yeah, I guess you can cast it from exile if that's a thing.
Or Windbrisk Heights.
All right, well, beautiful start.
Well, this guy knows
I'll
what he's
I'll just consider the sneak and show matchup in the future in my future matches. Hold on, actually, before we get any further, for anyone who is just tuning in, let's go check out the list that we're playing today. We're playing Merfolk and Legacy. We are trying to test out Cosi's Trickster and Spell Pierce. Maybe I was impatient in that game, but I don't think so, because if I'm not putting anything on the board, if I had a Mutavault in my hand, if I had one more blue source, I could see like taking another turn, so that I could play Master of the Pearl Trident and hold up.
Either, yeah.
Huh? Yeah, play Master of the Pearl Trident and hold up.
Spell set.
Yeah, Spell Pierce, but we had that Mutavault, so I hoped very much that they could not combo off there. But it's a consistent deck. That's how Legacy works. Yeah, we're playing Legacy, Omniscience, Emrakul. Actually, Omniscience is modern, isn't it? Yeah, it's a modern legal card.
Yep, but it's
It's very hard to get into play.
And no show and tell.
Well, you know, not all Legacy matchups, Grizzly Bear, are like that. You know, Legacy gets the bad rap for being, you know, this super fast format broken stuff, and we did see that, but it's not all like that. There's
That's
a
just
lot
one
of
small example.
super. You can get that in modern.
Yeah.
You know, you can get that.
Not that fast, but no, I'm just kidding. You could.
Oh yeah, that was a.
Usually you have to
turn-
like play through a bunch of garbage to kill someone that early, though.
What was that? That was like basically a turn 2 kill, I guess. Okay, that was pretty fast. It wasn't as.
If only you didn't get that extra turn.
Yeah, so for everyone else, we are playing with Cosi's Trickster, Spell Pierce, Merfolk Trickster. These are all the new cards. And also I'm playing with a lot of misdirections, and I'm hoping that's going to be very useful. Alright, so let's go play our next game. At this speed, maybe we'll get in 2 leagues. Thank you everyone for joining us. You know, you can...
Yeah, that guy's draw was just top tier, hey? Combo and the Force Will each time.
I have no idea. I'm not
There's
sure.
only so many Force Wills in a guy's deck.
I will say this: they didn't brainstorm or ponder once into that, so that
Yeah.
was a pretty good hand. They didn't have to work for it whatsoever.
Same with the first
Yeah, they didn't have to work too hard for that one either.
one. No, those are just good draws. You're going to get that for sure. But it does look like you're a little soft to the matchup.
I'm just an innocent creature deck. Why do they want to hurt me so bad? Gigantic Emrakul.
They prey upon the innocent.
They want them ticks.
And mind you, like we have interaction for this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
like
it just looked a little soft.
we had well, I guess Merfolk Trickster wouldn't have been that good against something coming in through
You gotta
Omniscience.
slide in like propaganda or something. So it's like show and tell. It's like I'll play propaganda. You can't attack.
I think I'm gonna mulligan this. We only have one source of blue mana, and if it gets wastelanded, we're in a lot of trouble. I know we have Force of Will, but still, this hand looks a bit risky. This hand's fine. Doesn't have any interaction, but it's sufficient enough. We'll put the Sea's Realm
scry, though.
Good for the scry. Hey Alan, we're playing some Merfolk and Legacy. We're testing out all the cool things. We're trying to find a replacement for Chalice of the Void and Curse Catcher, if that is even a thing. What? Are we in a Modern
Affinity?
League or something?
I think Affinity.
This is literally Affinity?
It's got Disciples of the Vault, probably.
I mean, I guess so. I've played against Affinity a few times. No, what do I do? This is awkward, because I really want to play a Mutavault right now. I guess I'm just going to play Master of the Pearl Trident. I played against Affinity a few times in Legacy. I generally win. It's a lot easier in Legacy because we have cards like Force of Will that can counter the Cranial Plating.
Can see the chat, but not the graveyard. Can't see life totals.
Oh, this is silly. Okay, gotcha. Gameplay. We're working on it. We're working on it. Arcbound Ravager. But good question. How do I get through damage? So they can put a lot of stuff on top of that Ravager. They have... Oh, this is a Wasteland. So,
can't make it that big.
1,
Up to 3/3.
2... That's right. Okay, so I guess we can attack into this.
Yeah, if you want to
Ravager.
trade it, you can trade all your permanents to stop trade for it, sure.
Now, do I want to trick them or not?
I think I try to bait them. Either way, the Lord's going to come in through the vial, right? But just
Okay,
attack
yeah.
first.
Well, I could attack for 4 instead if they don't block.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe we should have done that then.
You know what?
I'm new
Let's
to
try to
Legacy.
bait them. Whoops. I don't really actually
no
want to go
way.
to damage.
There's
Oh, I
no
went to
way.
damage.
Oh man, you totally screwed up my plan.
We're not playing the tightest against Affinity, but
just warming up.
we're just warming up. That's right.
I always lose my first round at a big tournament.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's like I'm waking up.
Exactly. You're like, ooh, I just punted
Steel
that.
Stompy by Sean says this is Steel Stompy. I agree. Well, we're in good shape if they're not playing anything, but we'll see what they do post combat here. What does Cavern of Souls name? Imp?
Holy, you
Beast? Construct?
God, it's next level. I think I just want artifact lands. Aren't they allowed?
Yeah, for sure. They are definitely not banned in this format. Steel Overseer, not a big deal. Let's see if that 2 damage is gonna bite us.
Yeah, it was dumb to try to even bait. Like, you have the Aether Vial on 2, there's no way he would have made the block. Should have just got him more damage.
Very unlikely. Okay, we'll keep our Vial on 2.
That's why I don't play.
So
I'm
we
not
attack
talking Legacy,
1,
though.
2, 3 artifacts. So we still are out of range of... I guess we can add Cullis here to play the Vial.
Casual 12.
Casual 12. We could be threatening 15. No fear.
Oh, I'd just be asinine to make any block there.
Yeah. We are, Andrew, we are running Merfolk Trickster and Legacy. We haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It would be great. I hope our opponent just sacks their board to this Vault Scourge and then we just blow them out with Merfolk Trickster. So Sean says, don't expect cranial plating. Steel Stompy runs more of a hanger back / ballista package.
What? That
That's
sounds way worse than just Affinity. No offense to anyone.
no
playing
offense
this
to
deck,
Affinity.
But I mean, you know, just artifact lands, Disciple. I think you can play Disciple. Ravagers.
Hey, people are asking about like you know, the screen and stuff. Why weren't? Did you tell me about that?
Yeah, I told
Oh.
you as soon as I said it.
All right, good.
As soon as
You're
I
doing
said
a good job then. Thorn of Amnesty. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Well, so far I have nothing else to cast.
My hand is empty.
I guess True Name. Well, I was about to say True Name would look pretty good right now. So is there any good block here? Because they can
No,
add
complete.
counters.
6, 7, up to 8 in
One.
blocking. On
But they could gain because they can add a counter. This thing has 2. Sack this thing 3. Put this thing on here 5. Sorry, 6, 7. So this they can gain 7 off of this.
Oof.
If I
maybe,
counted
maybe
that
just
right.
play the True Name and attack. Into don't attack or no? Is that too crazy?
We're threatening lethal next turn, so they have to attack with the Vault Scourge at some point. So do you know what? I like that. Let's just do that.
Okay, then you got Mutable swinging as well next turn.
Yeah.
It's like
We'll have a big
and
attack
this guy's
next
how
turn.
big? 6. So it's like that thing alone just kills him. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just pass.
I have a feeling the Trickster's gonna come up just in time to take away his Mega Lifelink.
Hey, Mikey. He says, thanks for single-handedly working to make Merfolk great again. But you know what? I'm not single-handedly doing this. We have a whole community of Merfolk players working together to make Merfolk great again.
Even some non-Merfolky guys.
Yeah, we even have
Try to
non-Merfolky
chip in
guys.
when we
That's
can.
right. The Death and Taxes Masters.
Oops.
It's okay. Mox Opal.
For
Okay.
1. Oh no, that's just another artifact.
So they have to attack with Vaults. Either they attack with Vault Scourge or they die, is the situation here. Oh, unless they can kill one of my
Well, it'd be
creatures.
It'd be very hard to cast a spell with his own Thorn. I guess he could sack his Thorn.
Yeah, they could sack the Thorn. Look at that tech. Slow us down for a little while.
I think
How
you can
much
get
is
it
that
up
Thorn
to
too?
8,
No.
8.
Maybe I could play this in my deck. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to
It's
cast.
good cyber card. Oh, against sneak attack.
Yeah.
Maybe buy some time.
Okay, so they are going to go in with the Vault Scourge.
So I gotta say, it doesn't look like the Aether Balls are very good against that.
Only 2 life. I don't think that's going to work out well for them because I'm just going to go all out.
Yeah, 5 attackers, 2 blockers.
Do you have somebody who's willing to take the spot of a control deck on your channel?
Not yet. Does not exist. Oh, we got Merfolk. Oh, I think this game is over. I might even be able to win it right now.
I told you that guy would come in just in time. This is why I do okay at Magic cards.
Okay, we'll see if they do anything before the block step. Or should we just attack?
Maybe you should.
Is there anything that could go wrong?
Well, I was thinking maybe even before you declare attackers, you just punk that Ravager. So he has to
What?
make big decisions first. Does he want to sack it?
Oh, whoops. I see.
Yeah, it'll still work before blockers, but you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
It just Trickster
Okay.
his Ravager.
Oh, they got tired of waiting for us to make the winning attack.
Just
and they...
bumbling the ball right at the...
So, good cards here. I think Spell Pierce is not going to do very well, especially on the draw. We could... Okay, hold on. Someone is in the chat that knows this deck. So, is Misdirection going to be any good?
No.
They've got Walking Ballista and Hangerback Walker, apparently. So maybe Echoing Truth is good. Well, Echoing Truth is a fine tempo card anyway. And I guess a Dismember is fine. Actually, maybe even another Dismember is fine if we can... We have a lot of good creature interaction anyway.
Yeah, it would just be nice to be able to just punk those, like the Steel Overseer.
Trickster is... Actually, Trickster is not very good here. They're not shuffling their deck. Alright, let's bring in those Dismembers. So we don't have many things to do on turn 1. Well, I guess we brought in a few more in the form of Dismember. This is fine. We have 26 creatures. I love it. They're a Chalice deck, apparently. Holy cow.
Whoa.
Sean, you go deep in Legacy. That's all I can say. I mean...
Well, Chalice, is it that good in Legacy? I guess against some decks,
It's
the game lights out.
it's still fine. Like it's still the standard card even to put in Merfolk, and it still hurts decks because there's still a lot of one drops, so it's
Yeah.
still a very good, useful,
Just
efficient
it
card.
seems like with so many like ways to cheat and so many,
Yeah.
like the Force of Will, I'll just ditch my one to cast card.
Like against Show and Tell, what would have Chalice of the Void done there? Nothing.
Nothing.
They just would have Show and Telled. Well, you could put Chalice on 0.
The Thorn would actually mess up that Omniscience, I think. You cast it without paying, but you still got to pay 1 extra.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
For the non-creatures.
I like it. I like it. I gotta think of how we can stick Thorn in the sideboard.
Well, from what I've seen, I might just go down to 2 misdirections, man. Like, they look like they can be good, but,
Well, I'm waiting to see.
It's the real matchup, yeah. But
I'm waiting to see how they do against the Delver decks, which is like super popular.
I guess all I mean is that you look at, like, I don't know much about Legacy, but there's just chunks of cards. Like, you got 5 cards in multiple copies. Whereas in, at least in Modern, you usually have, like, some chunks of cards. But it's only, like, 2 sets of something, and then a lot of, like, 2-ofs and 1-ofs to...
This is how I sort of see the Merfolk deck, though. We don't play with, like, little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We have to be more focused on the decks that we want to beat.
Okay.
And also, we're not like a Snapcaster Mage decks. I understand Brainstorm decks can play one of everything because they can just dig for the cards that they need. I understand Snapcaster Mage decks doing this because they can also dump cards in their graveyard, and they only might be able to need to use a card once and then flash it back. But I try to be a lot more focused in Legacy, and have a cleaner sideboard because, like, what other sort of effect is like misdirection? I mean, I guess there's Divert.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking from Modern, it's like I might have like 2 Oblivion Rings and a Disenchant, and it's like the Disenchant doesn't come in every matchup. The O-Rings come in, but they all sort of complement each other, but fan.
Right. Good luck. Oops, I said that already.
You should just say it again after we win the next game. Hi, GL. It's like, it's bye, man. God, the game's over. God, you're annoying.
This hand looks weak. Actually, it's really weak because we can't even cast the Echoing Truth,
Well,
so I'm going to mulligan it.
We got an Aether Vial.
We basically have I think we have a 5-card hand here. This is what our 5 cards look like.
No, for sure.
Because we need another island to activate this thing, and even if we get it, it's not going to do much. And this thing will never get bigger because we know they're never going to shuffle their deck. This hand's good. I like this hand. This is going to stall the... I think we can put that on top, too.
Yeah, because it gets the Echoing Truth.
Yep. And we can attack with it.
Oh, I like attacking. Turbo do play a 1/1 flyer. Let's not laugh too hard, actually. We might just get our
Ooh.
Oh, our Aether Vial, though. I laughed too hard before I looked at another situation.
I think we have to counter this.
Oh,
as stupid as that is. It is embarrassing.
No, not the Harbinger?
No, I think this is more valuable. This is it's going to be like,
it's a body.
It's like Aether Vial. Sorry, it's like Echoing Truth, but a body. Heart of the cards, Nikachu. That's right, Drew. Hello, Phenomenal One. Everything is going incredibly well. Took a little bit of time to set up this stream. Well, we won the match. You know what? That's how powerful Force of Will is.
That guy's deck was. No offense, but come on. That deck,
they went all in on Chalice of the Void against Merfolk.
That's crazy.
They went all in on this Chalice of the Void against Merfolk.
That people do that.
It would have worked if it resolved. Because we couldn't cast anything.
It reminds me of the beginnings of Eldrazi Tron. Like when it was just like a really bad clunky deck that would sometimes win, and then all of a sudden, it got refined into something nasty.
They found the right shell for it. The right configuration.
Like, he's playing Thorn of the Amethyst and Lotus Petals. It's like, but they in the wrong order.
But they could, that's right.
It costs you one to make one that you're going to sacrifice. Like, that's a bad card.
I guess like the interaction you were saying earlier, they can sack things to the Ravager.
Yeah.
So that's...
But when you're moxing and stuff, all your hands are costing one.
It's
sure. Like, your deck's not made to handle that exactly.
Defeats the purpose.
I would have the Thorn maybe in the sideboard, but I guess it's, look what happened though.
Well, actually,
sneak attack and Force of Wills.
Let's go back to the deck before we play another game, because I really liked it when the streamers showed the deck, like on a very regular basis. So this is what we're running today, people. We're playing Merfolk and Legacy. We're gonna try out Cosi's Trickster. So far, it's failed because didn't have it out, or no one's fetched yet. We are 1-1 so far, losing to Show and Tell very easily, and then beating Affinity very easily. We're trying out Spell Pierce instead of Chalice of the Void, because this thing can hit more cards. And so far, it has been the more relevant card, I think, than
Yeah, we didn't drop much.
Chalice.
That matchup, or it would have been bad, but
it might have been. Actually, do you know what? It might have been fine in both matchup because playing Chalice on 0 is relevant.
Right.
So you kill off the Chromox, you kill off the Lotus Petal.
Yeah, he does have things like Thorns or even his Mox, right?
Yep,
like,
yep.
Yeah, I guess. So.
And we're playing with Merfolk Trickster, the new Merfolk Trickster card. We almost got to see it get played, but the guy resigned prematurely.
He felt it coming.
Yeah,
There's a great disturbance coming.
Yeah,
me. I just quit. I don't want to see what it is.
And we're playing with some misdirections in the sideboard. Hopefully, we'll play against some Delver decks to see how that will work out. Sorry,
It's Andy. Andy's here.
Andy's here? Oh, Andrew. Danger Dryden.
Samad.
How do you feel about Smuggler's Copter in a super control heavy meta, says Joa. I think Smuggler's Copter is very good in control heavy, but you can't have too many of them. Be afraid of Stony Silence if that is a card. But it's still very, very good, and it's worth playing.
Are they talking Modern or Legacy then?
Either one would be fine.
Okay, it's the same.
But although Stony Silence is much more common in Modern, and I don't know if maybe it's non-existent in Legacy. For once, my opponent says hi, good luck, and have fun. Okay, it's Blue-Red Delver.
Somebody just gave you 2 bones.
Oh, sweet. It's Pandapri. Thank you for the super chat, Pandapri. Pandapri, I remember you always. Always Pandapri. I can never forget you. I'm going to start off with Island, Ether Vial, because if I play Mutavault, there's a chance that they're going to wasteland it. I actually don't know yet if this is Blue-Red Delver. This might be something else, but likely it is Blue-Red Delver. We cannot interact with this, so this is going to get dazed.
Oh, that puts us in a not hot situation, right?
Well, it's not perfect.
He's down a land for now.
On the plus side, if this is Blue-Red Delver, they don't run Wasteland, so we don't have to be afraid of this Mutavault getting wastelanded, or it's very uncommon. They just try to play very, very few lands and just try to beat you down with cantrips and other stuff. Pandapri is here again with the egg-shaped emoji. I think we need to draw cards, so I will play the Silvergill Adept and reveal, I guess Cosi's Trickster, because if anything else, that is the card that we'll most likely play.
Force Spike? No.
Spell Snare? Maybe Brainstorm.
Do you worry if somebody's ghosting you?
You know what? It's just part of, how can I put it? It's part of the job.
What is ghosting mean?
When someone's going to be watching our stream and then they're going to play seeing our hand. That'd
be a bit of a coincidence.
I find it really annoying.
The screen.
Huh?
The screen.
Oh, the screen again. I got to remember how to switch from gameplay to deck tech mode.
Holy smokes, this guy's dazing the heck out of us.
But Pandapri, thank you very much for the super chat. Again, you're helping pay off the pizza. No, I am not paying for this daze. On the plus side, they're losing triggers on their Swift Spear. So what do they have? Their hand must be really clunky because they're playing islands and not doing anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's the same volcanic island again. How many dazes are there? All right, let's keep trying to get through these dazes. Okay, we have a Brainstorm this time.
I would have thought he would have gotten extra damage in.
They might be afraid of our dazes. If they try to fight over it. What kind of pizza, Pandapri? We are eating pepperoni and green peppers. That's one pizza. And the second pizza is a ham and sausage pizza. I always get this sort of... We ordered from Domino's again. It's very convenient to order online. I go with whatever is the most convenient.
Does that $2 mean that this person is giving you $2?
That is correct.
Or are they giving you $2 every message?
$2 every message.
Holy Christ. Keep it coming.
Flooded Strand. Yes, thanks, Max, letting us know that the screen was in trouble. Oh, so Gataxian Probe, it's now an even game. But they're now at 2 lands, so they can see what's going on. At least we can play Phantasmal Image and copy the Silvergill Adept. But we really need like an island to get things going. Or the best would be a Cavern of Souls so that we can get through any other counter magic. And I know they don't have, or I'm very certain that they do not play Wasteland in their deck. Andrew Day 2 Dryden says, yes, days for days and days. Oh, Sean makes a good point. Revealing Trickster might inform their land sequencing, though. That's a really good point, Sean. Maybe just showing them a random lord was better. I agree, I agree. They will make sure they will not hold on to their fetch lands. This thing is, I think, more important than the Trickster.
Yeah, I would think so.
So we'll get this thing in play.
Well, and then play the Trickster.
And then we'll play the Trickster. And if you daze this, I don't care. And I guess now we are just playing to... I mean, I'm going to just throw this Mutavault in front of the Swiftspear if I can. Chances are it's going to get bolted or something.
Well, we're catching up on the life total.
We are catching up. Our opponent is doing double duty. They're attacking they're dealing damage to us, dealing damage to themselves. Thank you, Panda Pre. Again with the super chat. I am happy because I am almost done foiling. Yeah, foiling the deck. Blue, by the way, is the best deck to foil out. It is it is absolutely the most prettiest of all foils. And it's also very satisfying once you have finished the foiling.
This is rough.
I don't think this is too bad. I think we might be able to catch up big time with Harbinger, because then we can start Phantasmal Imaging the Harbinger.
I just mean our situation with our not being able to cast much this turn. Do we get in with the Mutavault or no?
Maybe we do, because we can't really use it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If they bolt the Mutavault, that's one bolt that's not going to our face.
Or a Lord.
And I think I'm going to use the Cosi Trickster to start chump blocking the Swiftspear.
Yeah?
Because I don't want to get too low on
If we
life.
would have gone in for 3, then you're keeping better pace.
And then from here on out, we can...
still got a full hand, I guess.
They have a full hand. Well, they might play. They might just drop True Name Nemesis at any point.
No, they wouldn't have the guts. No, he keeps tapping more mana.
Chart a course.
Oh,
Unless you attacked with a creature this turn. They didn't even... Oh, they want the Prowess trigger first.
Yeah.
But thank you again, Panda Pre, for the super chat. And again with the super chat.
Oh,
Accurate. I just need Oboro, Minamo, and Caverns. Those are the hardest to get right now because they're quite expensive and also scarce. There are not a lot of them around. And so unlikely will the Oboro and Minamo... Well, maybe they can get reprinted, but they had a lot of opportunities to reprint those cards as some sort of promo, and it hasn't happened yet.
Is this the 5K celebration video?
It is not the 5K celebration video. There will be some other celebration video for that. That's where I think they're going straight to our face.
Yeah, it is time to chump block.
Very, very scary.
Legacy.
Well, I just know my burn matchup. Yeah, we're blocking.
So it's looking like that Curse Catcher has been looking better. It would have been better as a Curse Catcher almost every match.
Well, they would just play around it.
Well, for sure, but that's how you force people into doing awkward things.
Okay, we finally have an island, so let's start playing Lords. I'm not going to play the Lord of Atlantis, because if they ever play True Name Nemesis, it's just going to backfire badly.
It'd be nice to block to suck out Prowess Trigger and then Harbinger. Monastery.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't your friend the one who was beating people at a GP with Shining Shoal?
That's right. This is the Shining Shoal Master. Shining Shoal used to be what, like 50 cents? Now it's like 250.
Yeah, it spiked up to 4.
Yeah, it spiked up to 4, and there's still a lot of room to grow.
One of my buddies has like over 200 of them, and you didn't sell when they
Great
were
investment.
Well, it'd be hard to reprint those things, like they're from a cycle of shoals that like one of them's banned.
Oh yeah,
at
it's
least
weird.
One of them. And then that set's not very popular.
Okay, so we're gonna fake a block. Force our opponent to use spells. And then we're gonna Harbinger the Swift Spear. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll tap out somehow. Yeah, Cavern of Souls will be easier when they reprint it, but do you know what? Cavern of Souls is still a pretty high demand foil.
And didn't it just get a reprinting?
Something like a year ago, but like, oh, the price of it just skyrocketed. Like, just regular Cavern of Souls is, well, I don't remember what it is. It's quite pricey though.
Past 80 again, or wasn't it 80 last year before it got reprinted?
Something, yeah, I think it's around there.
Jeez. No wonder they keep reprinting the cards. Doesn't
Yeah.
even affect them. The prices are like
Something like that.
determined.
Thank you again, Panda Pre, with the super chat. You are amazing, Panda Pre, and you have a really cute name. My problem is that I want the original caverns. I don't even want to talk about the Force of Wills. The cavern spike makes me cry. I have 4 normal though. Yeah, the original is, well, do you know what? It's all up to preference. I personally like the original Cavern of Souls. I don't like the new one, but I can understand why anyone would like the new one.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. It also looks like a Cavern of Souls to me. It looks like it is some sort of ghostly, spirited place. But I still prefer the image of the original. But yeah, that thing went sky high. It's like $200 now. Okay, Swift Spear is back. We might pull this through. We've got like
it's looking good.
If we draw another land, that's gonna be good.
Oh man, a blue one. Oh.
Did you get a trophy?
Another Harbinger of the Tides.
No, just a check. And a plane ticket.
Not
to
bad.
Nashville. It was alright. Sucked out in Nashville. Not terribly, but I sat beside Paul Cheon in the first round. Ended up like seeing him in a restaurant and having lunch with him, and then we were both talking about how we planned on hopefully doing better. And then we sat next to each other on the last round when we were both playing for 50-50. It's like, I guess you didn't get there, eh, Paul? Me neither.
Can this backfire? So let's say you bolt this thing, then what happens? I play a Lord.
You Harbinger and save it, or no? Just your opponent's stuff.
No, Harbinger can only bounce tap creatures. So I guess if they bolt,
Can
I'm
it
just...
do your own though, or no?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh man, if Harbinger could save our creatures,
I know, I'm like...
this would be so good. It would, I mean, I'm all in for them just improving Harbinger and doing that. Oh no!
Lane Bolt, what?
They're me.
Down to 5. Has he taken his damage yet? Yeah.
We're at 5, so we cannot take any. We can't take 2 more burn spells.
Double Bolt.
Oh, it could be Fire Blast. Price of Progress.
You take 2.
Twice the number of non-basic lands.
So you have 1 non-basic, which is nice.
Each player. Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 damage too. And he takes 4.
Not a bad trade, but they could still play their land and bolt me. Don't bolt. No! Don't!
Ah, so devastating. Curse Catcher, I miss you.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, concede. What's interesting is if we Violed in a Lord last turn, we could have put them 2 damage shorter of life.
Oh, so they wouldn't be able to price.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to price. It would have been... I've never seen a draw happen before. Like, what happens?
You play another game?
It's never happened to me before. Any questions? You're not on this?
No,
Oh, here's where those misdirections should
They're
come in.
talking.
Oh yeah, let's bring in those misdirections. Let's take out Force of Wills.
They're talking, but no questions.
I have to take out 3 things for the Tidebinder mages, because I don't think I'm a fan of Phantasmal Image. And maybe we'll take out 1. Maybe we'll take out the last Force of Will. I think I'm fine with the Spell Pierce. All right. Let's do this.
Deshaun fellow's talking about arcane spells, and I agree totally. It actually was a really good concept that maybe wasn't executed perfect, but they still have some impact in modern to this day. You know,
We have to mulligan this. We don't have enough lands to do
Had
anything.
to ban the ritual.
Oh, we can keep this. This sounds good. We'll put that on top. Anything that draws cards is good. Exile 2, Panda Pre, thank you again for the super chat. Exile 2, Simian Spirit Guides, and Copy Chain. That would be the best blowout ever. And that might have happened with my like troll video in Legacy.
Well, it's going to be nice to misdirect something, that's for sure.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Unless we just get dazed when we do it, then that will not be.
I think every single time I think they're not going to have days, they have days. Like on the draw. Okay, good, they don't have it. So let's start drawing cards, that's good. And then I'm not going to be too concerned with this Delver. We can Harbinger it.
If it ever flips, these things suck against me. I'll try to give you my power.
The power is working. It's working.
I told you, I've had them like not. I've had one guy with 3 of them out and he didn't flip for like 6 turns. So I just slowly beat him down.
So they're going to see the Harbinger in our hand. I don't know what they're going to do about that. But they're going to see it.
It don't matter because they're never going to flip that Delver.
Hey, Potato Frogs. Thanks for joining us today. Hello, Tim Spear. Smash to smithereens. That's terrible. Well, I have nothing to do about that. Ooh. Okay, so I'm actually going to risk trying to play this thing.
That makes sense.
See if they're going to trade. They do not. Excellent. They took out their counter magic. Or they don't have it in their hand, at least.
I doubt they took it out.
Because whenever I play against a Delver deck, they keep all the dazes and their Force of Wills in, and it's really frustrating. Chart of Course. We're seeing that. I guess they like their Chart of Course. They like drawing cards. So what's their plan?
Seems like it could be a good modern sideboard card for you. Against, like, slower control-y kind of decks.
But doesn't it just, like, basically net you 1 card?
Well, yeah. But it filters.
I feel like I want to play Brainstorm
filters,
or
but
something.
getting 1 card, yeah, well, it's like, what? Is Spreading Seas good? It's like it has...
I tried it once.
Yeah, exactly. It has a good effect, but, like, you know, just replacing itself or getting you card advantage is, you know, inherently good.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 colorless, so that's nice with Mute Vaults and... I don't know, I'm just saying. Like, you know, blue-white control, where they're just using Gideon to silence one of your dudes every turn. Like, oh, I'll top with it anyway. I'll draw a couple cards.
I don't think there's any way for them to, I mean, aside from Fire Blast, they give their Swift Spear prowess, so I'm going to attack with the Silver Gill Adept. I'm just going to start applying a lot of pressure. It looks like they're willing to make a trade here. It's possible Samard already talked about this, but does he play Death and Taxes in Legacy too?
No. Nope. I've seen it, and I definitely look up some of the lists, because, you know, inspiration from anywhere is a good thing.
It looks like a real deck in Legacy. Or do you just not play Legacy?
I just don't play Legacy.
Okay.
Well,
you got to get into Legacy.
Well, I barely have time.
Just got to get those Rishadan ports.
I got a small child, and, you know.
That's right.
I have a hard time keeping up even with one format.
Well, this format does not change very much.
Well,
it's shrinking.
I used to say that about Modern. It doesn't change much. Now all of a sudden, in the last year, I don't even know how many times it actually changed the meta.
Right.
Like completely different. This is probably a little more stationary, but even still, it sounds like there's evolutions. Like you said, there's all these Delver decks, but now there's like one that's come out as superior. You gotta know those things.
So Tim says, just got done with the Trap League now, finishing up my research paper and watching Merfolk. 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Glad I have multiple screens. And Bolt Beam says, are you doing anything special on your upcoming 100th episode? Oh, yeah. Oh, that is really special. You'll see it by Monday.
It's going to be frying up fish right here in front of you.
That will be something to watch. It will be legendary. So, can I afford to take this damage? Well, I don't really want to block, to be honest. I have to be considered a Fire Blast, though. That's an important card. Only taking 1 damage. Okie dokie. We'd really like to get 1 more land so we can start playing two spells at once. It's amazing how... Oh boy, we have Merfolk Trickster here.
We got a live one.
We got a live one, yeah.
I don't know though. What, are you gonna just try to trickster the Swift Spear?
Yeah, I think that's all I'll do.
But then he'll pump it up in response anyway, right? And then you'll be in a position where he could just bolt one of the blockers.
No, but I just I'll Trickster it before we go to combat and taps the creature.
Oh, it taps it as well.
It taps it as well.
Okay, cool.
This thing is nuts.
That's very good.
Flash speed, 2 mana.
I thought I just took away the abilities. Excuse me.
This thing is amazing.
It's like double time walk.
Andrew Whitford, Ferv Color Fish. Well, some bit of a clue at what's going on Monday. Man, I hope Nikachu doesn't find a Death and Taxes master because my taxes aren't exactly in order.
Actually, neither am I.
It's good to be a master of death and taxes. So what is Fire Blast is 4 damage, right?
Yep, for 2 mountains.
So it'd be convenient if we stay above 4.
Looks like Shining Shoal could just tear up Legacy.
Oh yeah. Shining Shoal is such a good card.
it's very underrated.
It's like better than Force of Will in these sort of creature matchups. Because
Well,
it's misdirection.
Yeah, but for damage.
It's for damage, and it's more flexible.
I think the best example is that one where we played where it's like you had the Silver Gill Adept out, I just played a 2/2.
Mm-hmm.
You play a Lord to swing in, and it's like, oh, I'll redirect 2 of the damage
Yeah.
to your Lord.
It was
your player
too
is
terrible.
gone, you're like,
It was so hard to
go.
play around. It's impossible to play around. I have no idea what to do.
Well, but the thing about it is you got to just know when to just stick, to shiv them with it. Like what
I guess
what
I just have to do it really fast and early before you have any chance of casting the thing.
Or just be careful about combats. Like the best though is actually sometimes against the humans decks and stuff. They'll see your hand early, and then all of a sudden, or game 2, they're just like not attacking with things that's obviously you.
Oh shoot! I didn't.
We didn't
tap.
do anything.
I didn't do anything.
Too much chatting. Okay. Well, can we recover?
Yeah, I think we can recover.
Maybe tap his token and block his Pyromancer with both of those guys to make sure he dies.
Let's see if this resolves. Do you know what? I'm going to tap this thing. If they want to make tokens right now, I'm going to force them to do it right now. Okay, so no more tokens will be generated.
Oh, you're in dangerous shape here now. That was unfortunate.
So we'll definitely block Pyromancer.
I think you double block the Pyromancer, make sure he dies. Because if he has a single bolt,
Okay, let's say they double bolt our face. Then we go to 1. Ugh, that's not good.
Oh, dead actually. They're both lightning bolts.
Okay, so let's block here.
Ooh, we're dead. We're losing this game. This sucks. That was bad to let.
We're not dead yet.
Well, it was just really unfortunate that we didn't tap that. Talking stories instead of playing the game.
4 cards left in hand. One of them's a Delver, though. We do know one of their cards. There's the Delver of Secrets.
Dude, we could really use a land here, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Do we go for the Silver Gill Adept if we stumble? To hopefully get a land? No. Do we? Oh, we got it. Good. No thinking.
I think I'm going to prioritize playing a Lord of Atlantis first. Or maybe just 2 Lord of Atlantises. Nah, the Silver Gill Adept, I guess.
Yeah, because it's 4 damage anyway.
Okay, so let's get in 4 damage. Hopefully 4 damage. Alright, that connected.
Alright, Come on, no Delver flip.
Oh, I wish this came first.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay, so now it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna suicide both these creatures into
Yep.
everything here. Oh, here comes Brainstorm.
Oh, if he cheats, I can't beat that.
Please do not reveal Fire Blast
No doubt.
on top.
I just hope he still misses.
Yeah. that would be a really good sign.
No.
Days enter the battlefield. Okay, that's good.
Boltus?
That's a useless card.
Oh.
Okay, 2 Swift Spears. And they have a Daze. Here's the problem. They could cast a spell and then daze it with it on the stack to get extra prowess triggers.
That still wouldn't be enough. Because he just blocked both the Swiss Spears then.
I don't really want to block these Swift Spears.
Well, clearly, but he's just dead unless he's got a bolt. Because he has to kill both your lords.
Let's see, and they're leaving one up. Bolt. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely gonna block. So
Well, he's only got 2 cards in his hand.
yeah, one of them's a Daze
So the only thing that we're worried about is a Fire Blast.
or a
Right.
Bolt.
Or a Bolt, but Fire Blast obviously being worse.
Yeah.
So maybe it's actually smarter to let that Swift Spear hit us.
No, do you know what?
And
Okay,
kill this thing.
Actually-
one of those, because then it, he can only get his. What would that be?
actually we win.
That's what I'm saying.
I think this is a winning line as well. Okay, let's say they
Well,
play
if he
Bolt.
bolts us, then we lose the Lord.
We have another Lord in hand.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then
you
we
only
win
have
because
card.
yeah, and then yeah, it's only one card. Okay, so yeah, we're victorious. We win game 2. See, this Legacy can play out like this, long, interesting
some
games.
Some matchups.
Well, here's Fire Blast, so that's not going to be enough.
It's almost enough.
It's going to put us to 1. They're just showing off their Fire Blast.
Or he doesn't understand that we have that Merfolk that we showed him.
Right. Well,
Oh,
you
Spell
came
Pierce.
you came really late. I'm sure Spell Pierce you're really playable, but because Spell Pierce can counter Fire Blast. All right, we win.
Yeah, well, good to have blocked that creature.
On the draw, sort of want Force Will a little bit more on the draw, but not really. Sort of want to play Dismember, but
No,
taking
that's-
damage
you can't
hurts a
take
lot.
damage from your own spells.
I don't really like Echoing Truth in these matchups either.
No, I think you got almost right. If anything, though, like what? No, this just looks like you got how you got to play it. I think.
Spell
Maybe-
Pierce is just ugly on the draw, though.
Well, but he's got so many spells, so it's 1 blue to counter
Yeah.
Fire Blast, 1
I'm
blue
going
to counter.
Just bring in 1 Force of Will.
Yeah, okay, I can live with that though.
So Andrew just finished
be
Legacy
honest,
Fish.
I almost wonder about these tricksters, man. He even has some fetches, and they seem really crappy.
Well, I never drew it that game.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see the power of
Okay,
Trickster this.
we'll see
Well,
game
hopefully,
one.
we'll see the power of Trickster. They mulligan. That's good. That helps a lot. This wasn't really the Delver deck I was preparing for.
Delver
more-
versus Trickster. So what do we prioritize here? Getting out. I say you play the island though, right? With the Aether Vial, so you could play double Trickster next turn for sure.
No, but I can play at least 1 Trickster off of Aether Vial next turn.
Well, unless they daze it right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I think it's
Okay,
Island
that's a
Aether
good
Vial.
idea. Yeah.
Well, he didn't daze it.
They
Now he
could
just plays
daze.
his fetch land, and it's like, oh! I would have had such a rockingly big Cosi's Trickster.
But here's another problem with Course Catcher on the draw. Chart, of course, damn it. Course Catcher loses a lot of value on the draw. Oh no, Swifter is coming out really heavy. And another Delver. Oh boy. And they have a Chart, of course.
All we got is these damn Tricksters.
Let's see. Alright, let's speed things up. Do you know what? I can play
now
the
you play-
Mutavault next turn.
Well, or you could play the a Trickster off the Vial and
Yeah.
the Master out of your hand. Oh, just get both Tricksters out?
Because I can play Master next turn.
Yep.
And then attack with everything for some of damage.
Well, if you would have played the Trickster with the Aether Vial, you could have animated the Mutavault next turn and played the Lord off the Master off of the Aether and gotten the other Trickster down.
I intend on getting the other Trickster now.
Yeah, right now. I'm saying if we didn't play them. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Never mind.
They bricked on their Delver, which is good. We can't afford anything. Oh, another Swiss beer.
Don't you want to shuffle your deck? Oh,
Yeah, don't you want to shuffle your deck?
of course not. You're so
Okay,
damn good.
so. Okay, they
What
have
did you reveal this turn?
they have Chart a Course, and I don't think they revealed anything. No, they did. No, they didn't reveal.
No.
Because they don't need to. So we take 5. Yeah, we'll just take 5. I'm not happy about it, but
Yeah, see, I think the other way might have progressed a little better if we just played the Merfolk with the 2 islands and 1 Trickster off the Aether Vial. Then you could have brought in a Trickster. Oh, he would have drawn a card and killed that Cosi Trickster.
Mhm. Draw 2 cards and discard.
See here, if that was a what's it called? You couldn't cast that. I'm going. With,
Oh, the Curse Catcher.
yeah, I'm thinking the Curse Catcher.
No,
is
but
just better in
what they
modern.
could do is play what they would have done is they would have played the land first. They would have lost a prowess trigger off of Swiss Bear, but they would have still I guess they would not get the full value out of this thing. But then we would lose the Curse Catcher, and we're still gonna lose on board.
Yeah, but this is not helping us win on board.
Hey, maybe it will. Well,
Okay.
it's not. Okay, I'll admit in this situation is not helping more than Curse Catcher.
Right.
It's not showing
It's
any
just looking
worth.
like more of the matchups. The Catcher's just better.
Let's see. Okay, we have double Lord. Okay, we can try to race. Can
Double
try-
Lord's nice. Man, those Tricksters are good. It's
Can-
just 1/1 Merfolk.
We can just hit for 6. And then try to hit for lethal next turn. We gotta hope that they just have air. Like, they just don't have any burn spells.
He only has 2 cards.
Oh, they're gonna have 3 soon.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
Those Ponders and
Oh, and they're
Brainstorms.
gonna hit us pretty hard, I guess.
Come on, Delver! Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna Brainstorm.
No way. This game is rigged.
Now we desperately need for them to put nothing on top.
if
If that happens, then maybe we win. Because otherwise, we're taking 10 damage.
Yeah.
Like, I have to throw away my Master of the Pearl Tridents here. Like, I was hoping desperately that this Delver would not flip.
Yeah.
And that our opponent had just, like, a really mediocre hand.
This is game 3?
Yeah, this is game 3.
Man, if we would have drawn a mystery, although we don't have any more.
Well, they didn't kill anything yet. Misdirection wouldn't do anything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for him to win, he's going to need something.
Right.
Misdirection would have helped against that something. But that's all hypotheticals.
So many tricks, yes. That's why when people talk to me about Trickster this, Trickster that, like, are you talking about Cosi's Trickster or Merfolk Trickster? Like, I'm pretty sure you're talking about Merfolk Trickster. That was a long think. Whiff? Oh, damn.
Bolt.
Lightning bolt. Whoa. Pff. What took you so long?
Well, he can only hit us for 9 with that, though. If
No,
we
they
block
can-
both his guys.
They can hit.
Oh, but he's still 14?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, we're dead.
Yeah, we're toast.
3, 6, 9. You have to block both ground creatures to even have a chance.
Makes me wonder somehow if playing Aether Vial turn 1 was the best play, given given our hand, because we could have went like turn 1 Cosi's Trickster. Maybe it
It's
didn't
only
matter.
2 extra damage or something. If we're closer, I might agree.
Maybe not. I don't know how to get this Mutavault in play and still cast the Master of the Pearl Tridents. So they have Bolt, so we're forced to block each Swift Spear and take 9. I guess another line we could have taken was not attack with Cosi's Tricksters and hope that we draw a Lord. But I don't think that's...
Waiting against those
Yeah,
aberrations.
waiting is terrible.
The idiot, he just pumped up our...
Yeah, there go.
Oh,
There's Smash the Smithereens. We saw enough.
Oh god, our Aether Vial. Man, we should have decided that damn thing out. It got smashed so many times.
Alright, well, no on. Before we go any further, I'm gonna try to remember to switch the screen. Let's get the deck tech thing. Hello everyone! This is Nikachu. I'm here with Jason, Shining Sholsamar, Death and Taxes Master. Big influencer in the Death and Taxes arena of Magic the Gathering. We're here playing Merfolk and Legacy. We're trying to get to... we saw some... we saw some use out of Merfolk Trickster, flashing it in. We haven't really seen anything out of these two guys. Just the last match, we finally got to see... Well, we got to play Cosi's Trickster. It got pumped up on the turn that we died, so it was not that particularly useful, and we're still waiting on Misdirection.
I'm wondering if maybe some blue elemental blasts could be pretty handy. Like it stops a sneak attack, it can destroy it even if it's the pass.
Yeah, I can counter sneak attack. It's possible. It's
counter
something to
bolts,
look.
counter firebolt, fire blast.
Yeah,
depends on how many matchups there are like that, I guess.
So this is what we're running. It's been rough so far. It's been rough, but we're gonna keep trucking on. I don't know if we're playing the best, but we're doing our best. So let's get back into the action. But I'm telling you, it's a fresh look at Legacy, and I'm very excited to play test it. Yeah, we saw some use from Trickster, just flashing it in. We forgot to cast it before declaring the attackers. So it didn't cost us the game.
We still won that one. But
we still won that one. It would have.
Yeah,
if they had a removal spell, we probably would have been in a lot of trouble. They didn't have any removal past that point, and that's why we won. Or they didn't have enough, because I guess they had the lightning bolt in hand.
What's the one that can tap them down for the one you're playing in Modern?
Tidebinder Mage?
Tidebinder.
I love
the other one. No.
Harbinger of the Tides? Huh?
No, the one that taps something.
Water Trap Weaver?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that
Maybe we
card.
need some of those for these days.
Maybe?
Those insectile aberrations.
Vile in Water Trap Weaver, tap down those Merit Lages. Well, we won the die roll. Yeah, I guess we'll keep this. Does not look like a very good hand. Depending on the matchup, it will be fine.
Feels like the how many lands are you playing this deck?
20.
20? Oh yeah, that's not unreasonable. Just feels like the Force of Will is like there's a lot of land and Eighth Files, but I guess that's not that.
These Force of Will hands, to be honest, are very awkward because it always eats up my hand.
Yeah, like
but it's
you
like
draw a lot of land.
It's like a necessary evil just in Legacy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because you just die without it.
Federico asks, why no Oboro? Because this is a wasteland format, you have to be very careful about playing cards like Oboro. Grove of the Burn Willows. I don't remember what deck plays this. Oh, Jund. I think it's just straight up Jund.
That was their Jund game. Are they playing tons of removal?
Yeah, they play Bloodbraid Elf. It's really difficult, actually. This hand's pretty poor against Jund. I don't know. This might not be Jund. It might be some other deck that I can't think of off the top of my head. Could be lands, actually.
Punishing Fire.
It could be lands. Okay, chat, this is your job. What decks are playing Grove of the Burn Willows? I think lands plays this deck. But I'm not like 1,000% sure. And if it's lands, I sort of want to hold up Spell Pierce for a second. If only we could pitch an island to Force of Will. Yes, Alan. My god. We need to make Force of Will better. Well, they could say basic island. Because all the multicolored decks can't abuse that as much. Okay, so everyone agrees it's lands. So we're going to hold the Harbinger of the Tides. We're just going to wait for better threats. In that case, I should have played Mutavault. Or it was an option. And then I could start swinging next turn with the Mutavault and hold up an island. I wonder what they think we are. Island go. They probably think we're miracles. Gamble. We'll Spell Pierce that. That's like a tutor. It's quite a good card.
But he might just discard what he chose.
No, but that's good, because they'll look for things like Life from the Loam.
Oh, the buggers. That's sneaky.
That's what they do. Okay, we'll play Ghost Quarter. We'll play Mutavault. If they want a Ghost Quarter, that's fine. Well, here's the good news. We might Force of Will for 5 mana.
Yeah, that's the best looking scenario coming up then.
So they play Wasteland Go.
Well, he's like, I see you're on the Force of Will plan. I'm gonna cut you
right.
off.
I guess we'll play Master of the Pearl Trident and...
Oh, I just hope this doesn't get Punishing
Yeah, they might do that. If that's the case, we're in trouble. Just gonna pass. I'm not even gonna. Well, I don't know what the difference is between forcing them to wasteland and not.
Oh, just scoop it up. Oh, he has to pay a red to get it back.
Yeah, they have to
So
pay
he
this.
can't get it back yet. Oh, but next turn he can.
Gain life. Well, they could always ghost quarter their wasteland.
Well, just when he taps it for a red on his next turn, he can return it. So it's every second turn for now. Oh man.
I guess we have to pay. We have to force a will this and then hope to draw a lord next turn, and then
Did you just play this Merfolk or can you attack? Oh, it's the end of turn.
it's the end of turn.
That's he's giving you extra life to just toss away to that force will.
Maybe I should just mulligan this.
It
I
didn't look
think-
that bad.
I
Though.
probably
It didn't look-
overrated
You haven't
this.
drawn an online card yet. You can't predict that.
Mox Diamond.
That's
Discarding Caracas. So now they're online, so they can add red, return. Sorry, add red, return things back. There's Dark Depths, and we exiled our Harbinger.
Do we not play Wastelands in this deck?
No, it's a bit clunky. We'll keep drawing land. Okay, so now let's just get in there.
Oh, they just no.
Let's do the best we can do.
Not much in this situation, man. I don't know exactly how this guy's deck works, but I can tell we're very dead.
So the idea is to bring this Dark Depths alive.
It looks like you could do that fairly against us. Just remove one counter for 3 mana. Take my turn.
There's crop rotation. Certainly, it looks like Chalice of the Void would do a lot better in this matchup than what the Spell Pierce did. I didn't mind the Spell Pierce. I'm not getting the right balance of creatures and interaction. Our opponent misclicked, apparently. Okay, well, I'm dead anyway.
Still dead. Oh, good save on that one. I'm dead anyway.
Because I guess I have 3
Or maybe
cards.
not.
They because like I have these 3 caverns. Sorry, I have these 3 cards in my hand. So maybe like I know we're dead.
Yeah,
But they don't know we're
I
dead.
think it's gonna be a minor victory. We get in for 2 damage here.
I let our opponent know I'm dead anyway. And they're like, well, maybe I'm not dead. Another crop rotation.
Holy! Failed to find. Failed to find. Failed to find.
Oh, there's Thespian Stage.
No.
So if we draw Harbinger,
We're still in it.
probably not. Oh no, but the Wasteland is gone.
It's gonna buy some time.
The Wasteland's gone, so Mutavault will be...
Oh, he's getting 20 life right now, isn't he?
No. They're going to get a 20/20 creature.
That it doesn't lifelink? Just
No.
indestructible?
Just
Oh.
indestructible. So we need to draw Harbinger or Trickster to delay the game. We have 1 more Harbinger left. Oh no, they did this all at end of turn. Okay, forget it, we're dead.
Oh, Maze of
Oh no,
Ith,
but
dude.
we're at 22 life.
Man, you need some wastelands on the board, boy.
Right, well, we're at 22 life, but they have Punishing Fire, so we're going to die to that.
Ouch.
So Magnus asks, will we see some Death and Taxes videos in the future? Well, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Well, I could have used this on turn
Mostly
3.
for modern though, especially at first. I mean,
Okay, let's get in seed.
the format's changed so much actually since I've really been playing that.
Don't worry about it.
We're
It's
going
like
to go on a
riding
journey.
it's like riding a bike.
Well, it's about finding what's not working with the new environment in your deck and finding what you need in order to compensate for what's going on.
So Phantasmal Image is good, but at least it can copy at Merit Lage and block it. I love Harbinger. I love Merfolk Trickster. Cosi's Trickster, I believe, should help because they are searching their library a lot. What to remove? Can't remember if True Name is good. I believe it is. I don't really know what to take out. Lords? Do I just take out some Lords? How many creatures do I have? 28. I could take out some Lords. True Name I might be overrating True Name here.
Well, are they going to go into mass removal or anything against you?
Well, they got the Punishing Fire thing.
Well,
So
yeah,
this
you
thing
need,
has
the true name.
protection.
You need the true name. It's your only chance for real.
I like the interaction. Okay, I'm gonna take out some lords.
I'm thinking maybe that trickster, man. The overlords.
Well, people are saying that this is what's good against lands because you can tap down the Merit Lage, and then save yourself a turn, and then go in for the win. So I know it's only one turn, but a lot of people are optimistic about this interaction. So we got to find out for ourselves.
Okay, but I don't think it's gonna be that good myself.
Let's take out some lords.
I would think that, that trickster.
See, image, 25 creatures. Yeah, okay, submit. Do you know what's another thing that we could do with Trickster? We can hold up Echoing Truth and Spell Pierce, and then if they don't do anything, then we flash in Trickster. His hand is reasonable. We'll keep it. No interaction.
Oh, we're just gonna steamroll him though.
Hopefully.
Or he'll just get a turn 1 Tabernacle and that'll be it. Where's my trickster?
Well, I don't want to see it now. I do want to see islands though. That's not too bad.
An honorary island.
Yeah, an honorary island. Alright, let's go Silvergill Adept. Let's show another Silvergill Adept. That's not bad. Because this deck is a wasteland deck, and they can keep recurring wastelands over and over and over again.
That's so lame. So we got
Every deck in Legacy is lame. I'm the only one playing fairly.
Did we have nothing to affect the graveyard?
Not in this deck. I have Graph Digger's Cage, but it doesn't affect
Punishing Fire.
like, yeah, and dredging. See, there's Life from the Loam. All right.
Oh, the trickster would have been so good this game. That's actually part of why I hate playing a card like that too, because it's like the one game you get it, and it's like, man, he didn't even search for one thing, and he's got like 9 fetch lands, and then the next game you're like watching him just fetch. You're like, so bitter. Where's my darn trickster?
All right, here we go. We're gonna steamroll him with True Name Nemesis for days, but we got to get the game over quickly.
Yeah,
because they can put a 2020 in play, and so far, we don't have great interaction right now.
We got Phantasmal Image to copy it.
Yeah, but like Punishing Fire, just
he's indestructible, man.
Touch it. Oh yeah, he'll be indestructible.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here comes Exploration.
Oh, this ought to get.
Okay, so.
Oh no, Trickster!
Yeah, Cosi, where are you?
Sleeping when we need you.
Okay, Life from Loam. This could be worse. This sort of looks like a pretty bad slow hand on their part. Like, we might be able to go in for the win in 2 turns, because we can play Lord of Atlantis, attack for what appears to be 10 damage. Oh, there's the Cosi Trickster. I think I should make an attempt to try to win this game.
Might as well.
Well, another thing we could do is play another True Name and the Cosi Trickster. Okay, Merfolk. Like, even if they play Tabernacle, I could pay the 3. Uh-oh, what's going to happen here? Crop rotation?
For Mazavith?
Oh, what's this thing? Actually, there's a card that prevents you from taking damage, yeah.
Oh, no!
Glacial Chasm. Enters the battlefield, sacrifice land. Your creatures you control can't attack for all damage that would be dealt to you, and has cumulative upkeep of 2 life.
But he's got Life from the Loam and Exploration, though.
But they still have to pay life each turn.
No, he just lets it die, and then Life from the Loam's it back.
Oh, right.
I think we're just dead, man.
No, we have counter spells. At some point, we can counter the life from the
Oh,
loam.
okay. That would be nice.
I have beaten lands before.
Like once. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's a very accurate score. is a very accurate depiction of my score against lands. So Alan says, I'd like to see an image of a Merit Lage getting touched by the smallest piece of magic and get destroyed instantly. Well, you might see that in this game. So they're deciding to pay the life. I don't know what else they're doing. Okay, there's Wasteland.
That's bad. Oh, can't get an. Yeah, it's not terrible. It is. Ooh.
Well, we can't deal damage. Let's just put more
True
things
name
on the
and
board.
true name?
Actually, do you know what?
Silver Gill to draw a card?
I should
Yeah.
should start drawing cards with Silver Gill Adept.
I mean, it's pretty much lethal as it is. You just need.
We need some way to
Oh, good.
counter the life from the loam.
More tricksters.
More tricksters. Alright, pass.
We will overcome this chasm.
We need... Well, we need some way to interact with a Merit Lage. Which is not perfect. They've got lands in their deck that will give it protection from, like, blue.
Oh, the buggers. Thought of everything.
They have thought of everything. The deck is just full of lands. It's full of lands.
We need that red thing to stop lands from doing anything. Blood Sun.
Hey there, Nova Kid. Thanks for joining us today. Well, there's Maze of Ith. There's
You
another
can't target
grove.
True name still though?
Yeah, it cannot target true name. Well, they're letting their life dwindle.
Yeah, so it's
It's
lethal. If we
fine
ever
with
get what
me.
we need. Double true name?
So just
I know
pass.
you can.
Maybe they're not. I don't know why
Well,
they're
should
not
we-
dredging
should
every
we
turn.
maybe image our own adept in the near future? Just to.
I sort of want to oh, they've just found Dark Depths in the graveyard with the life from the loam. I've
To get to
maybe
use counter magic?
maybe if we're desperate, we can do that. I'm
Oh, I'd
trying
say
to
we'll
I'm trying to
get
sa-
that.
I'm trying to save it just for the Dark Depths Merit Lage token, even though I know it can get shot down.
Trickster.
So they let the Chasm die. They brought back Chasm. Start sacrificing lands. Not a big deal for them. They've got 1,000,000 lands. Lands all over the place.
Probably lots in their hand too.
This is the wrong time for that.
I think you should just draw the card, man.
You think so?
Well, you're not killing the Merit Lage any other way. You need to stop the next life from the loam.
All right. Copy of Silver Gill.
Come on. Lands.
This might prove that Relic of Progenitus has a little bit more play to it than just
Well, it
Graft
seem-
Digger's Cage.
Yeah, well, it seems like certain cards were just too,
Well, the problem is
not multi-dimensional.
if I play something like Relic of Progenitus, it's pretty good in this match. Well, I think it's good in this matchup. Maybe this would happen to it, but it's very poor in like the matchups where I would want it to be good. Like it's just end up being very poor against Delver. It's just very hard to hold up that mana when they're putting so much pressure on us. Graft Digger's
Do they have
Cage.
enough that you'd want that?
Hmm?
Delver, do they have enough stuff that you'd want Graft Diggers against them?
Well, they don't run that. No, they don't run Tarmogoyf anymore. They have, but they do run Gurmag Angler. Some might run
So
Snapcaster
Graft
Mage,
Digger
and
Cage does nothing against the Gurmag.
yeah, it does nothing. But I have it for Elves and Storm, where I just want to spend 1 mana and then not think about it anymore.
Okay, well here comes 10-10.
Oh, here comes a 2020.
2020 season.
Now what?
Come on, deck. Give us a good card. Well, I guess there's nothing we can really do now. Oh, maybe that.
That is good.
At least it answers it.
But I think,
they have the life
but
of the
but I
now.
think they can do this combo every single turn now, right? Oh, but if they do it every single turn, then they can't use the glacial chasm.
Well, he can pay life to
So
keep it around one more turn.
I will.
Do it during his turn. No.
They might crop
Pyroblast?
rotation in response for a land that gives it pro blue.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, also they might have Pyroblast or something if they untap. Man, if only that was a boomerang, eh? Bye-bye,
You know
man.
what? That just made me start thinking about boomerang. But unfortunately, I probably am playing too many like Cavern of Souls for boomerang to be effective.
Yeah, enough of the time.
You're making me think though. Boomerang.
Even just hitting a land sometimes
Just-
on turn 2, you're like, okay, your land goes to your hand.
What else can boomerang do? Like that's
Well, get
really
rid of-
that's so relevant in this matchup. It's so important to boomerang this and then just attack for lethal.
Yeah, or the Maze of Ith that's holding you back or whatever.
Yeah, or Maze of Ith, or the Tabernacle. Like I hate this card against tokens anyway.
So that seems stage needs to target a Dark Depths. Does that mean you could bounce the Dark Depths in response and it wouldn't become that?
That's
Or-
right. Yeah,
So I mean that would be kind of cool like that too.
target land and gains this ability. All right, let's keep doing this.
Oh, I don't see how we can win this game now. That's what we have.
We need another Echoing Truth or a Merfolk Trickster, or because they need to start working on Glacial Chasm. I mean, I guess they can do this every single turn.
Yeah, they're just gonna. We need to top deck. No, it won't even help us now. We need to top deck both a blocker
We need Sonic Blast.
and a counterspell.
Okay, so here's Merfolk
Wait, we got
Trickster.
the Trickster.
It's gonna lose all its abilities.
Man, if only we were playing Sprouting Seas, buddy.
Yes. I tried playing that.
Maybe it's a sideboard card against lands.
They'll
they
well,
just
I don't
sack
know.
it somehow.
They'll still play Crozing Grip.
Oh, the crop rotation and then return it to their hand.
Right. Okay, I'm assuming our opponent's not going to kill themselves.
We need to get a rest in peace energy field deck going.
Okay, we cannot forget about this. But pretty good chance there's going to be a crop rotation.
Too bad we took all the counter spells out of this deck. Jeez.
No, we kept all the counter spells.
I know. How come it's so strong, man?
Well, we kept a very creature-heavy hand.
Yeah, that's true.
We got him down to 3. If we-
Done
if
like
we-
15 of it.
Yeah,
He
if
to
we
himself.
can take any credit for
We
that.
got him down to 3 in Legacy.
Look at my beautiful board.
One of those
Stuff.
tricksters, I guess, just bites it. Or I guess they're better than the Gill Adept now.
Okay, they've played a land.
Oh yeah, Tacit too. I gotta keep that.
Maybe a legitimate card for Legacy Merfolk is Surgical Extraction.
Maybe he'll forget to play his Chasm. Damn it!
Oh,
He remembered.
they saw it, and they can pay 2 life, which means they're not even close to like dying.
Yeah, we've got to survive multiple turns.
Multiple turns now. We have 4 of a kind. Can we get all 3 on board? We cannot. We can only play 2. Okay. Moving on to round 5. This is I've seen better leagues than this, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the sideboard's just, needs to be fleshed out more.
Attack.
And I don't really like the tricksters, I gotta say.
Okay.
Even in matchups where you think they're gonna be great, they did not look good.
Yeah, like I assumed the trickster.
Oh, not
I
the
don't.
trickster, I meant the coral one.
Oh, this
Cosi
thing?
one. Yeah, I find it's been very underwhelming. Very low.
We have to see more out of this guy. I don't know if we
Maybe
saw
you
the right
do.
matchups.
Maybe you do, John. I made my decision. No, I mean that's a lands deck. How many fetches? He's using Life from the Loam, and it's like, okay, we got him up to 2/2, boys.
Yep. Okay, so Merfolk Trickster. We're playing Merfolk in Legacy. We are 1 for 3 right now. What did we beat? Oh, Affinity. So
Not even Affinity.
So
Bad Affinity.
We were up against Affinity, so
I
it's
bet a modern Affinity deck could beat the hell out of that deck.
it's a bit sad what we have what we've beaten. But this is what we're running. We're playing with Cosi's Trickster, Spell Pierce, Merfolk Trickster. We're trying out Merfolk Trickster here.
He's looked alright.
It's been okay. Trickster has not really won us any games where I don't know. Did it ever save us? No, no, no. Do you know what was good?
If we would have played it right, that
Do you know
one time.
what? It was good against that affinity deck, so it was definitely playable.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
I think it was at least playable against all of our matchups. I don't really like this card against lands. I would much rather to permanently deal with the thing like Harbinger. You make them work much harder.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's some situations where this would be good. Graded Nor, we are here with Jason Shining Shoal Samard. This is the Death and Taxes Master of the World. You mark my words.
Modern only, if anything.
Yeah, whatever, fine. That's whatever. To be a master of any format of an archetype is very impressive. And he's joining me today. We're playing some Merfolk and Legacy because you guys wanted Legacy so bad in the last stream, so that's what we're giving you.
This is what you've done to John.
This is what,
His whole reputation's taking a hit to make you happy.
So we're going into our last round. We are playing purely for dignity because, this league has been rough. 0-2, 1-2, 0-2, 2-0. We've had some interactive matchups, but we had some other uninteractive matchups. Like we couldn't really do anything against that last lands deck. We lost to a show and tell deck that we had a counterspell, they had another counterspell, and then we just died. They didn't even work to win.
No.
No brainstorms, no ponders, just
those
land.
Are picked hands, like
land.
My ideal hand would be this.
Lotus Petal, crack, show and tell, back up with Force of Will, Omniscience, Emrakul. Wow, is that really how that archetype goes?
Every time.
Oh yeah, my brother's also present. You want to say something?
I've been saying things.
He's been saying. Are you like more in the chat room than?
Oh no, I stopped.
Present on this.
10 minutes ago.
Oh.
He's just out of camera beside me.
As usual.
Richard, I do not have back to basics in my sideboard. I personally am not a fan of back to basics.
Would have been good against that guy. The lands.
No, they had Crows and Grip.
Oh,
they had
plenty of times where you would have caught him.
They had
out.
7 cards in hand.
That's true.
There was a few times where they tapped out.
Especially because they had to play that Glacial Chasm, right? Like that's a turn where if you want to do stuff and play Chasm, you're not going to have much mana open after.
Right. But I believe that decks like that bring in a lot of artifact and enchantment destruction because those are the only things that they care about against us. Like for example, Chalice of the Void, and maybe back to basics.
I see why they're totally necessary for your deck, but it's just as we're playing, it's like the Aether Vials just feel like they're not lands, but they are.
Right.
Here
Here we go. This is our last match. Let's please see some play out of Cosi's Trickster. We lost the die roll.
We're going from we lost the die roll.
We lost the die roll. We're never winning these die rolls.
Oh, I would have been so good. Now it just never plays another fetch. So what do you lead with there, Mr.
That's
Master?
right. Probably I still lead with. Well, let's see what we draw. Okay, with this many lands, I think I'm just gonna lead with Cosi's Trickster. Green. Oh no, this is elves.
No.
Yeah. I don't understand why they would get a forest. Doesn't make any sense. This is elves. So we should start.
Looks like we're just gonna get killed, John.
Yes, we're gonna get murdered. This is a bad matchup. This is a very bad matchup. I go Cosi's Trickster next turn. Tricks. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna screw the Aether Vial. We have so many lands. Next turn I can play Trickster, tap. Next turn after that I can play like Mutavault, Lord of Atlantis attack, and then after that if we drew anything we could attack with Mutavault and then whatever other card that we got. Yeah, it's most likely elves. Graded North says it is elves. What's with the swamp?
Oh, we're up against a totally random guy. And he's
Okay, now I don't know what we're up against. Hold on, this might be the Eureka deck.
No. We don't have that much good stuff to play.
Well, we can tap this Deathrite Shaman down at their upkeep. Yeah, it looks like a Sylvan sacrifice the land. Target creature you control gains Shroud until end of turn. Now I don't know what's going on.
I think we're still gonna lose. Oh man, Dag, why you spin lands at us, man?
Okay, Okay, so we'll upkeep, tap their... well, we'll try. They can Sylvan Scrying the thing. But that seems like a strange thing to do. Sacrifice a land in order to give your creature Shroud.
He's playing the long game.
How long?
Just kidding.
And for what?
What purpose? I don't know. His stuff's been really random so far.
Someone
I
says
don't
most
like
likely
that
turbo
border.
depths now. Oh yeah, that could be a thing.
I don't like that border on that card.
It could be another... Oh,
That
this
Merfolk,
thing?
Yeah. Why is it like that? Get a haircut.
It looks like it did.
No, like it looks like it let itself grow out too much.
Looks like it got stylized. So they saw my hand. Alright, so let's play Lord of Atlantis. All things considered, our hand is not that bad.
Did we even ever put one counter on that Trickster?
Not yet.
It's coming though.
This is definitely not its matchup.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
But we'll see if it matters.
I know.
Or maybe this was an ambitious attack. Maybe I should just attack with Merfolk Trickster. I don't know what our opponent has, but they could have removal. Like Fatal Push, for example. And if they Fatal Push our Lord of Atlantis...
That'd be too lame.
This is a problem. I don't know. Is this Beware of Abrupt Decay? I guess so. Lose our Cosi's Trickster. Looks like Abrupt Decay is happening. So I'm going to try to kill the Deathrite Shaman. I think that's what I want to kill. Do I kill the Safekeeper or the Deathrite Shaman? Giving that to the chat room. Because I have no idea what's going on here. Deathrite Shaman is annoying, but they already have another Deathrite Shaman anyway. This thing has to be for something important. Yeah, let's kill the Safekeeper. Not so safe anymore. And also it plays around Abrupt Decay, I guess. If they Abrupt Decay our Lord, we can still try to trade with the Safekeeper.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
Mutavault
Trickster,
pass.
you did your thing. You traded for some ungodly
Yeah.
bad card. Thank you for being on at least that card's level.
Oops, we don't need any more interaction at their upkeep. We're going for dignity here, people. We're like 1 and 3.
The interaction that he
Gotta
has is
save
all,
some face here.
The interaction that we have here is all in the form of creatures.
Sort of wish I have those dazes back. Daze is okay. It's not that important.
It's
I'm
nice to
gonna,
be able to do something when you're not tapped out, right?
I'm gonna think very hard though about those boomerangs. I like the idea of boomerang. Boomerang is a very interesting card.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna have to change the mana base, but
Can Threads of Disloyalty be a decent card to play or no?
it might. Okay, we got True Name Nemesis, so all my plans have changed. I guess let's attack with Merfolk Trickster.
Like, how easily can those lands decks deal with a Merit Lage token? If you stole theirs. Can they get rid of it?
No, but they have a land in their deck that gives protection. They like crop rotation at instant speed.
Oh,
There's some land that gives
the white
pro.
land?
Yeah. Merfolk.
So they'd have to have that on the ready, though.
Yeah, they will have to
No,
have that on
like,
the
once
ready.
it's yours, they can't get rid of it with that thing.
Because otherwise, I just Phantasmal Image their Merit Lage.
Yeah.
And then try to
But the
bounce
image
theirs.
is really easy for them to kill. I'm saying.
I guess so,
that
yeah,
if
you're
you
right.
stole their token, it'd be like,
Yeah.
maybe not
Your
as
problem.
easy to get rid of it. And then, like, against the Delver decks, you could bring them in, maybe.
If I remember correctly, one thing I have to pay attention to is Pernicious Deed. That is a card that could come out of black-green decks. It's very frustrating. It's a very frustrating card.
Well, but it looks like it would roll him just as hard as it would roll you.
Yeah, so it would be a 3 for 3 right now. And it kills Mutavaults.
Oh! Not even not
Yeah, it's not.
land.
Yeah, it's not like engineered explosives. Okay,
How is
but
it worded then? Because it doesn't kill lands themselves.
it's like destroy all creatures.
Oh, it says what it kills. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just all non-land cards.
All yeah,
All non-land permanents. Oh, so it doesn't kill planeswalkers either, then I guess.
it doesn't kill planeswalkers. That's
Wow.
correct. Planeswalkers didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
Let's attack for more. I think I'm going to create another True Name Nemesis if indeed this deck plays Abrupt Decay. So far they are doing nothing. They might have had a really poor hand.
This is exactly the kind of matchup we needed. Just had to help save some face. But of course he just kills us the next turn with some ungodly combo.
That's legacy people.
Yeah, welcome to. That's not enough.
Yeah, what's up with this? So I guess they intend on killing the Lord of Atlantis?
Fatal push.
Oh, Abrupt Decay. There's the Abrupt Decay!
I was kind of wondering,
Just as prophesized in the chat.
I was kind of wondering about maybe playing a Phantasmal Image before combat and you could choose the True Name or the Lord if he doesn't kill the Lord in response.
If the deck has a lot of removal, I think we can just try to win with True Name Nemesis.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just, it could have been nice to just get another Lord out, maybe. That's all I need.
Alright, we got True Names on the way.
That's such a good thing to use that image on there.
It is. It's
You
on a...
can target it.
Oh, okay, so we are up against some sort of depth. Another Dark Depths deck. It's probably playing Vampire Hexmage. So Black-Green Depths? Weird. Crop rotation. Again?
So we're going to be up against the 2020.
Immediately.
Oh, we're going to die maybe.
Not maybe. We are dying. Ah!
Against the bad deck even.
Well, I believe this is just a real deck. It's called Turbo Depths.
But it had lots of cards that I don't respect.
Oh, yeah?
Knowing almost nothing about the format.
Okay, so we need Trickster. Trickster would be good. Harbinger would be good. That's late.
Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw a card.
It cost me 5 mana.
Oh, forget it then. Man, we're dead.
Let's see, I could attack. Okay, let's try to draw a card. I don't think there's anything I can do for 0 mana, though.
Man.
Actually, yeah, I'm not... It's going to be Cavern of Souls on Aetherborn, and I'll concede. Okay, so what do we want here?
In this situation, it almost feels like instead of the pitch unsummoned man. So just the whole deck's just pitch cards. Do I pitch this to this and this to
Right,
this?
it's called Snapback.
Yeah, snapback.
Dismember might be okay. Because we can just kill...
But he's going to have the Sylvan Safekeeper, man.
Oh, I could kill that. Yeah, maybe we'll bring in Dismember for Sylvan Safekeeper. What do I do? Well, they have Duress. That's awkward. How many free things do we have? Where is Submerge? It's not here, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's another good one I like. But it's not good against all these Dark Depths decks, is it?
I brought in 6 cards. How about we go down... I'm going to take out Lords again. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, though. Fine.
Get those Tricksters out
You
of the
want
deck
like Cosi
this time.
Trickster? Okay,
No,
this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. We'll get rid of Trickster.
You're liking your Merfolk of Pearl
Maybe
Tridents?
I'll get rid of True Name. This is like a bit clunky. And we'll bring in... Oh, Tidebinder Mage! Tidebinder Mage is great.
Oh, against those little buggers.
Yeah, the little buggers. We're going to kill the little
The True
buggers.
Name does look alright, though, because they're going to have, like, Maze of Ith and stuff, or...
I don't know about this deck. This is Turbo Depths.
Oh, so it's all about doing his fast.
It's a bit less controlling. I'm not super familiar with the deck, though. So I can be
It does
wrong.
look like more Dismembers, too, though.
I'm going to forget this guy. We're going to be super controlling. Okay, submit this. Yeah, Dismember can save me a turn against Merit Lage by paying for a life to save 1 life. We'll save 5 life. But, okay, this is bad. You're going to mulligan this.
Oh, man. You should have just kept that.
I guess I'm going to keep this. But we have to hope for lands. We can stall the game for a little while, though. Graded Nor, I think it's a little bit too narrow to bring in Abrupt Decay bring in Misdirection just for Abrupt Decay. And it doesn't deal... Well, I guess you can redirect it on Merit Lage. So we will... I think I'm just going to let this resolve. If I draw an island, I can tap it down with Highbarrow Mage.
Island.
No
man,
island.
we're really bad today, man. It's gonna be a 1-4. You guys want legacy? You really hurt John here. It wouldn't be 1-4. I hope.
Dark Confidants. That's weird. Alright, we're gonna counter this thing. I'll get rid of Trickster, I guess.
Bet you love him.
Yeah.
Tidebinder taps his dorks.
That would be nice if that ever happens.
Okay.
This guy's just got the soul read on us. Go for it.
They read our deck.
He's got nothing.
Well, there's Dark Depths. Fortunately, it does not add mana. Okay, so... I can counter something that costs 2, but is not a creature.
He suckered you with that confidant.
Yes.
Jeez.
So now I don't think we can. Now this is late. Oh, do you know what I should have done? Maybe I should have exiled like Silver Gilded Deck because Trickster combos with Harbinger of the Tides. I forgot about that. So let's say they somehow combo it off, then I Trickster it, then on my turn I Harbinger it.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Well, 1-4.
1-4. Well, I guess
You need those snapbacks, man.
I need snapback. All right, thank you very much. Ugh, I don't want to resign. I just don't want to, out of principle.
Draw a card.
What can I do here? Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna tap down the stupid Deathrite Shaman.
Teach him a lesson.
Deathrite Shaman, you are not untapping.
Snapback would be a blowout right now. That's why you need Leonin Arbiters. No, I don't know.
So we got crushed by
Every stupid deck in Legacy.
everything, yeah. We got beaten by 2 lands decks. We got beaten by Show and Tell. We got beaten by a Delver deck.
Delver, which we
But
won
that was
the-
close. That
Yeah,
was
very
close.
But all 3 games or just the 2? Can't remember.
We sort of got steamrolled in the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the deck that we
What not to play in Legacy in the competitive league?
I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board with this, or I don't know. I just have to play more leagues, or maybe this deck just runs super hot, super cold. Because I played something very similar to a 5-0 finish.
Oh yeah,
But it's without Trickster. Trickster did not help me. But I don't know.
Trickster was semi-helpful.
I don't know
the
if
Cosi's Trickster was god awful.
I don't know if the days would have helped me in Trickster's case.
Well, but if you had both the days and the
Curse Catcher?
Catcher,
That could have been something.
you know what I mean? It's like now you're pushing them super far to get in there.
We didn't see any play out of Spell Pierce. I don't think I countered anything. Nothing at all.
One thing I think, but that's about it. And I don't even remember what it was because it didn't matter.
Richard Manelli says, back to Chalice. Yeah, we basically lost to all the real decks and beat one affinity deck, which Merfolk Trickster did shine against that deck. Well, it potentially could have shined. It potentially could have done anything. Does anyone have any questions while we're still around? Thanks everyone who was watching the stream, by the way, here on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. You could have been watching any stream, but you watched the Nikachu stream. Thanks for all the super chats from basically Pandapri. Potato Frogs, there's a lot of that's the thing. We were talking earlier about Potato Frogs is asking about you really need Wastelands, but Wasteland is a very clunky card in this deck, and it doesn't always work like you want it to work. And it's another colorless land, so it is good in some matchups, but then it just becomes really poor in a lot of other matchups. Whereas if you play something like Echoing Truth, it's very similar to Wasteland in how it attacks, lands decks, but...
Was it possible to maybe stick 1 or 2 in the deck and then a little bit more in the sideboard for those lands?
Some people have played with the mana base of 3 Cavern of Souls and 2 Wastelands, and they take out 1 other card in the deck,
I think I
and they use it like a utility land.
Because if we could have just killed that chasm, the game is over.
Yes.
That glacial chasm.
Yes.
We had lethal.
That's why I'm very excited about maybe turning some of these into boomerangs. I'm
Yeah.
very excited. I'm very
Yeah,
excited
'cause
at
you
that
need
idea.
to obviously be able to interact with lands on a
Yep.
higher level than we're able to at this moment.
Absolutely. Oh, Cure Mango, I have flex slots all over the place. The whole deck is a flex slot as far as I'm concerned. Because like I think Merfolk and Legacy is hurting. I think it's hurting, and I'm trying to find some new way to deal with Legacy because I don't think it's doing very well in the grand scheme of things at a high competitive level. I'm not seeing enough results for Merfolk and Legacy. I don't like the Delver matchup. I might be overrating the Delver matchup because Delver is traditionally the deck you see super often, but maybe it's a little bit more varied than I think. So maybe I shouldn't have to worry so much on just Deathrite Shaman Delver decks. Yeah, we should just go back to Tuxdev. I'm not, by no means claiming to be a Legacy master, but like not impressed with where Merfolk is in Legacy. Like I understand why we should play Curse Catcher and Chalice of the Void, and it's because and something Tuxdev said in the Discord chat is it's about not like how do I put it, like not making the deck worse. It's our best options.
Right.
But I'm not thrilled with the win rate of Merfolk and Legacy with those options. So I'm trying to explore different things. I don't know about all these modern Merfolk in Legacy. So the guy finished 11th in Atlanta, had one main deck and one sideboard. And Grizzly Bear says, I believe in a format like Legacy or Modern, testing cards will always put you in a situation like today's League. Maybe, sometimes. I mean, you have to test. You got if you want to improve a deck, you have to try things. Maybe the cure is not just Cosi Trickster. It's Cosi Trickster backed up with Curse Catcher. Although I don't really think so. But I'm going to have to put in a little bit more work on my own time. And if anything else, I just go back to Curse Catcher and Chalice of the Voids. Graded North says, more Phantasmal Images. Yeah, you know what Phantasmal Image can...
You look pretty good.
Phantasmal Image is a great card. It can... I go up and down on numbers on this card, depending...
4 of them, though. That's a little...
Sometimes if there's a lot of Death and Taxes decks, you want to have 4.
It's worth it, yeah.
It's worth... Oh, also Reanimator. If there's a lot of Reanimator.
Yeah, okay. So
it's also pretty good.
Yeah.
There are situations where you go to 4. Not always, though. Great Nor, yeah, maybe days. Going to 2 or 3 days is something. Grimoire Thief. Every so often, someone asks me about Grimoire Thief, but I'm not a... I don't believe in this card at all.
What's his abilities again?
It's a 2/2 creature. When it attacks, you like mill them you exile 3 cards.
And then you can counter it?
You can counter it. One of those...
Blue?
You pay double blue, sacrifice him, and counter.
You can sack him too.
You have to do everything.
And you gotta pay $10. It's like, yeah. Not my wallet too.
I believe you sacrifice him, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sad as that is.
Magnus Winter asks, is Vapor Snag hot again in Modern? I actually don't really think so. It's playable. Like
well,
it's
against Hollowed One, obviously, it'd be good. Or some.
Well, here's the thing, because it can become an attrition based matchup. So even if you like, it's not always about tempo. So you can like bounce something and then you're down a card, and then they Grim Lavamancer, Fatal Push, Collective Brutality, Lightning Bolt, your Arc Creatures anyway, and then all of a sudden we're down a card. So it not so impressive there. Really good in the Humans matchup, like very good. How is
the Humans matchup for Merfolk?
I love it. I love it. I'm not going to say that we're like super favored or anything, but I really like how much game we have. I mean, we can look at my Modern list.
Because when I'm up against it, it feels like it's not a great matchup at all for me.
Oops,
but
I didn't change the deck tech. All right, so here's my Modern list. I love this list. And these are donuts in the main deck, but everything else we have a lot of interaction against humans with Harbinger of the Tides, Merfolk Trickster. The Island Walk helps. Like, we have our own unblockable
that
creatures.
Actually hurts their mana base too on games where they don't have Aether Vial, and even other games.
It's okay.
They don't need much blue mana. They need
They need white mana.
and other colors. Yeah, so you can hit their Rainbow Land or.
I love the Tidebinder Mage. It taps down Noble Hierarch, which can sometimes lead to free wins
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they have
Like
these hands
one-
where they just keep Noble Hierarch,
Mhm.
and it also taps down Mantis Rider. We just have enough tempo elements that I'm not particularly worried about the humans matchup at all. And so I use Dismember. And I'll tell you why I'm using Dismember is because I am afraid of good Jund players. That's why I'm playing with Dismember. It kills Dark Confidant. It kills Tarmogoyf. It kills Scavenging Ooze. And you need to kill those creatures. You can't afford to be messing around with Vapor Snag in that matchup.
The control magic thing I was mentioning deals with all those things too. But
It does do, yes, it does do with all those things too. It's definitely a playable card. Oh yeah, Threads of Disloyalty could have some pretty good playability right now.
Maybe more modern.
You
Actually,
you can steal Grim Lavamancer and Flayed Blame Adapt out of Hollowed One.
I don't know if it would be good enough in that matchup though. Eh?
I would
Just
bring
'cause
in
they
I
have
would
so
bring
many seven to cast.
I would bring anything that's interactive. So I really like how this deck is positioned. So far, it's been running very strong for me. Let's see. Potato Frog's Dismember feels almost always so much better than Vapor Snag. Well, it depends. There are some metagames where Worship is really popular, and you need something to deal with
This one
Worship.
life?
Yeah,
Oh, what a
Vapor
way to
Snag.
die.
Vapor Snag also is a little bit more flexible against control decks because you can save your own creatures in response to removal. Vapor Snag, very good in tempo-oriented matchups. The games that are going to probably play really short, and when your life total is under a lot of danger. So, like Affinity, for example, I think Vapor Snag is better. But overall, I really like Dismember. It's just easier to play. It's less complicated. Deals with threats permanently, and I don't have to think about it again. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching. So we'll put the legacy list back up. This is what we failed with today, but I'm not going to lose hope over just one league. I'm going to try it again.
Oh, you're a glutton for punishment.
Oh yeah, I bring on the punishment.
Yeah,
I'm making no claim that any of this stuff works, but
you could see like we barely use these, although they obviously probably have their matchups in Legacy where they're good. But
they're mainly for elves.
Yeah, we didn't side them once.
Because my only chance of they're good for elves and storm.
Well, this is the only card we never even tried once, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess we brought in everything else, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you just need to fan out the sideboard more, like kind of like this, but just like, you know, like a boomerang and two echoing truths even, or you know, because it like does something a little different, but it's very similar to those.
Right. But if we want boomerang, we have to take out these. This mana base cannot support boomerang.
And I actually think the Wastelands is even more important. Actually, to be honest with you, there's too many land decks. You need that.
Sorry about it, Jan Shevek. You can watch the replay. I'm gonna do more streams anyway. The streams are gonna be coming a little bit more frequently. I've just been approved for sponsorship by Wizards of the Coast to do Magic Arena.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully I'm going to get extra boosters so I have an edge against all those other people who don't stream. I'll be playing with like a tier deck and they'll be playing with, you know, one of those starter decks with one Hazoret in it.
Yeah, and I'm working on modern Death and Taxes. It'll hopefully be on channel Mikachu.
Hopefully we're gonna see the master of Death and Taxes. This is the best Death and Taxes player in the world. You mark my words. He made top 8 at GP Vancouver, so he's been to the Pro Tour. He won a Modern Challenge and then got second place in the next Modern Challenge after that. He was an innovator of Death and Taxes, adding Blade Splicer when no one was looking at it. So he's ahead of the curve.
And getting rid of those Aether Vials. I'll show you why.
Yeah, he's going to show why. He's replacing Aether Vial with Shining Shoal. Shining Shoal, a huge blow card. If anyone wants to know, by the way, I have never beaten him in competitive play. Not one sanctioned event, and I've played him like 5 times. If I ever win a tournament, I always lose to him in the Swiss. This is just how it goes.
Well, you got me in that Legacy tournament.
Wait. Well, I don't even know if that was sanctioned. It was like that's the pro. I said, sanctioned events.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly though, I think some of the times it's gotten in your head a bit. You know, once I got a few game matches on you.
Oh yeah.
And then you're just like, I zigged, and then it's like, I just should have zagged. I always zag, and I zigged.
It's hard to play against Shining Shoal.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? And the first time I saw that, it just completely blew
But
me away.
I gotta admit though, man, I play against other guys playing Merfolk, and I don't get nearly as lucky. Like, so I mean, it's not all just like a slam dunk. It's just, sometimes you got mojo with certain people. Your cards just come to you. You're like, I can't believe it. I just top decked what I need again.
Potato Frogs, there is a almost 0% chance I will be drafting on Arena. So only because drafting is just not my thing. I'm a constructed player. And let's see, Dementor asks, always like Surgical on the side. That may be due to the meta where I play. Well, we were talking earlier where maybe the Surgical is the go-to card now. And I would be interested in trying it out in Legacy. I have nothing against
the Life from the Loam. It's like,
yeah, Life from the Loam, or even the Glacial Chasm hits the graveyard. Boom!
Yeah.
Goodbye. You're not getting this thing again.
Respond, be tapped out, and still like
exactly
free cards. You always got to look at free cards.
Yes, and I want to play free. That's why I brought in the misdirections. Too bad we didn't get to see like any play out of this thing.
Yeah, like that's another one. I think it's a 2 of more. Like you don't want to be bogged down by it. You want it when you need it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Maybe no, it's possible. Well, I have 3 in here just so I can play test it.
Yeah,
so I can at least draw it once. Yeah. And he will. Jason's Shining Shoal Samard. He will be playing Modern Death and Taxes. Just so happens that I'm playing Legacy today because everyone wanted Legacy so bad last time. Where is the Legacy? Where is the Legacy? Where there was a vote and the Legacy lost, but still, I remember I promised Legacy, so here it is. And yeah, exactly, Graded Nor. I wanted to swap. We did swap the Force of Wills for misdirections in our Delver matchup, but we didn't see misdirection. And we could have used it.
Yeah, it would have been helpful in that one.
And yeah, Bruce Gray, this version has no Chalice of the Void. I'm trying to play a version without it. To be honest, I think today Chalice would have shined a lot more than Spell Pierce.
Against crop rotation.
Against all the lands. I think.
All the bolts.
I think.
Although that guy had smashed to smithereens.
Yeah, that guy had smashed his...
Every time.
That's the frustrating thing. You tap out for the Chalice of the Void, and then they just answer it next turn with punishment.
Yeah.
Or they ignore it.
Well, what's funny is, for my Death and Taxes without the Aether Vials, a lot of guys, like, I'm playing against Ad Nauseam guy, and he brought in Hercule's Recalls against me and stuff, and it's like, hope you like killing golems, man, because that's all I got, if that's your big concern, you got it nailed.
Yes, Graded Nor, we missed Mental Misstep. I'm all for... Well, I mean, I know it will destroy the format, but I'm all for it being unbanned in at least Modern. And Legacy would just be absurd. It would just be ridiculous.
It's banned in both, eh?
Yeah, it's banned in both. It's banned in both.
It's a good name for that card.
So Jan Shevik asks, a question about Modern Death and Taxes. It's possible to make a variant of Death and Taxes with Mox Amber and Legendary 1-drops?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's, it looks like more explosive, less value-oriented, like with the Blade Splicers and Flickers, and less, more tempo-oriented, like you wouldn't have many 4-drops and stuff. I'd like to see maybe even Hikori make an appearance in a deck like that. The 40-cast dude who's like Winter Orbs everyone.
Yeah.
Like, because you already have Moxes and stuff.
Yeah.
I think
I
think he's a legend, but I'm not sure actually. But it wouldn't matter because you need a legend out to play him. So.
Yeah, you need a legend out. That's the awkward thing.
Obviously, you need your 4 Isamarus, but then it's like, where do you go after? Like, you'd have to look. Like, are you gonna play that? I can't remember his name. The one that Signal Pests or something. No, no, the Girapur guy. That you when you hit your opponent, you can sack them to. They don't play non-creature spells.
I know what you're talking about.
So it's like you need to play stuff like that then, and that's gonna.
Dilute the entire
But if you go
strategy.
that way, you could also add the Toolcraft Exemplar, or so there is a way to go with it, but I don't know. I prefer just trying to get out Thalia and.
Does anyone have any other questions for Jason Shining Shoal Samard? Death and Taxes Master? Because there's definitely you don't know this. There's a bunch of support for Death and Taxes on this channel. I guess because anyone who already invested in Aether Vial looked at the other Aether Vial decks.
Well, they're not going to do you much good.
Jason will show you how to play without the Aether Vials. So Graded Nor asks, so what do you think of changing now after you played it a bit? I think I have to run back this list a few more times before I see what is wrong with it. Because, like I said, I went 5-0 in another league. I was a lot more clear-minded. I definitely think we probably misplayed. I think my biggest problem in this league, if I were to look back on it, is I made poor keeps. I kept some non-interactive hands when I needed to mulligan for some interaction, or I kept a weirdly interactive hand when I needed a little bit more like creatures to win. So I think that might have been my one of the larger problems, one of the larger reasons why we did so poorly in this league. But if anything, I'm not sure what else to change. I'm assuming this card is good.
It seemed alright. It's nice and 2 to cast.
Mm-hmm.
Just on another note there, Dementor922 brings up that the Hope of Girapor won't get you mana off an Amber. I've actually never played with Mox Amber, so I was kind of spitball in there. But
Right.
actually correct because he's colorless, eh? So it's kind of hard to satisfy.
But is it legendary?
Yeah, he's legendary.
Okay,
I thought he
gotcha.
was.
Well, I have no idea. I don't play with the card.
I don't even want to look him up, so it's not that important. What I mostly I was getting to is that you're probably going to have to play like some inferior cards in order to get the speed to make a Mox Amber playable and gear a deck around it.
Yanchevek asks, Benelish Marshall has a place in that deck?
You know, I don't know what that guy does.
Let's
Is
see.
he the 3 white guy?
I have no idea.
See, like for a deck like mine in Modern, I'm only playing 13 white sources, which is like the bare minimum you play if you want to have consistent 1 to 2 mana. And I actually end up mulliganing lots. And
Benelish Marshall MTG. It is... Yeah, 3 white, 3/3. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. That's
And
just
then
a lord.
Yeah, and he's only 3/3, so it's like bolts and fatal pushes take him out with ease.
Yeah.
So I would like when my philosophy with that Death and Taxes version, anyways, like on turn 2 you play like a Wall of Omens, which is just going to replace itself. So while they're sitting with their bolt and their fatal push, they just have to say go.
Right.
And then you untap and then you play like a Blade Splicer, so they can kill 1/2 of the value creature, like either the hard creature or the token.
Yeah.
So it just keeps splitting like their decisions and putting them into like, oh, kind of this is a little awkward actually, you know.
And I find, at least with Death and Taxes, you're not trying to win ASAP.
No, it's a turn 6 deck.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
so
kill them by turn 6 without interruption. Not sooner, really.
It doesn't look like you need lords. You're about like just...
It's value.
You just want value. Tons of value.
You keep the cards flowing.
Like in a lot of ways, the cards that I hate the most out of Merfolk are actually just the lords. The most important part of this card is that it says it gives the creatures island walk, so we get some free wins with spreading seas.
Well, I find when I'm playing it though, the lords it's the lords that actually get my deck, like because I can't get rid of that many creatures. So like if you get 3 lords out, it's like
if I have enough lords, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
So it's like there's some matchups where obviously lords are better, but I see what you're saying. Like,
but aside from that,
they're kind of dumb.
They enter the battlefield. They don't have any immediate. Unless I'm attacking with a creature, they don't have any long-lasting value.
Yeah, they
and
take
then
a setup.
If they get eaten by a lord, and it's like nothing happened. Whereas Harbinger of the Tides can affect the tempo of the game. Silvergill Adept draws a card.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these are when we're having our good battles. Like those are the two. Like those are two cards that help out a lot too. Actually, like,
Master of Waves at least is very resistant to removal.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll go over a lot of the decisions what I do with my deck, and mine's gonna be more like an evolution because like the format just changed again recently. So I'm gonna have to find my footing, find new cards that'll help, cut out some cards that are no longer as good as they were.
Here's a really good question by the Skiz. How important is Trickster in Legacy versus Modern? I think it's way less important in Legacy because we have ways of interacting for free with Force of Will, whereas in Modern we can't. We can fall so far behind on the draw in Modern that, cards like Trickster are just really important. Plus, there are more creature interactive decks in Modern than there are in Legacy. Like... Trickster is not that important as important against a lands deck as it would be against like Death and Taxes, Death Shadow. There's what else is there? I'm drawing a blank. Affinity.
Well, even a deck like Elves, like if you Trickster their Elf turn on the play, especially,
it's behind. Helpful. But there are more relevant creature matchups, I think, in Modern than there are in Legacy for Trickster. And we need this to slow our opponent down so badly because we don't have free interaction in the form of Force of Will. Great Anor, he's a bomb in Modern for sure. We have Great Anor asks, in Legacy I'd rather have Vendilion Click, to be honest. Click is a great card actually in Legacy.
That could have been good.
I do go in and out with Click in Legacy. Phantom for you. So how did the Legacy League go? Oh, it went terrible. We went 1-4, and the only deck that we beat was like some jank affinity deck. It's not even like a tier. It's not tier 3 as far as I'm concerned. Madison GG Gibbons in the chat room from Fusion Gaming.
Hi.
Potato Frogs, Trickster is even good against Storm in Modern. That's a bit of a stretch. It's playable. Like, it does something. It can interact with Boral
Like,
and
trigger
Goblin
upkeep?
Electromancer. But, like, I've
Oh, in response to a spell.
like, yeah, in response to a spell, but the problem is, if they have any mana up still, in response to Trickster, they can just keep playing instants, Mana Morphos, all their
they can almost
rituals.
go off,
Yeah, they can still go off. So it situationally can be good, but I would not say it's good. It's just an interaction.
How do you find the Storm matchup?
Oh, I love it. I love the Storm matchup. I think
yeah.
it's a really. I think we have a lot of interaction in the form of Relic of Progenitus, Spell Pierce, Dismember, and hard counters like Deprive, and we have a good clock with these Merfolk. Usually just take out the Spreading Seas as some number of Master Waves and Mare Regery, but I'm very happy with the Storm matchup. I like it a lot. Yeah, at worst it's a 2/2 flash bear, but like if you one problem with Trickster against Storm is it might force you to tap out in order to interact with their Electromancer. And another thing is they interact at instant speed, so if you ever tap out against Storm, even to play Merfolk Trickster, they can play Gifts Ungiven, and then you're in a lot of trouble when they untap next turn. Hopefully I haven't missed much of the games. Well, you missed all of them, Madison, GG, Gibbons. They're all gone.
But you were probably better off not having.
Yeah, you
We're gonna bury this game. there's none. Did not happen.
Phantom for you. Yeah, I just played a league in which I trickstered his Goblin Electromancer Brawl a bunch of times in his upkeep, and then he got screwed with mana because Past in Flames is a sorcery. Okay, that's fair. Yanchevek, just Flash is great for Trickster because it's easier to leave open mana. Oh yeah, it's very easy. It makes cards like Deprive more playable, Echoing Truth, and even holding up Relic of Progenitus mana a lot better. Oh, and even Spell Pierce. So
you're not allowed to play counterspells in Legacy? Regular counterspell?
No. Oh, yeah, we can. We could.
Is it legal or is it?
Oh wait, no, it's legal.
Is it? So why is Deprive card to play?
Oh no, this is the modern deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're looking at modern right now.
This seems stupid, man. You're the expert, but
well, okay, there's some niche good things about Deprive. So one thing you could do is in modern, they spreading. Blue Control Spreading Seas is my Mutavaults, and at some point I can Deprive on their spells and bring the Mutavault back to my hand. Also, recently at Fusion, my local game store, I was up against Ad Nauseam, and I had Kira in my hand and an Aether Vial on 3, but no land in hand. So what I did is that when they Ad Nauseamed, I deprived it, returning an island to my hand. They played Pact of Negation. I said, okay, it resolves. They drew their entire deck. They played Lightning Storm and discarded all their lands. And I don't know if you're familiar with the interaction.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I played.
Triggers.
Yeah,
you made it target it.
Yeah. So I
retargeted.
Yeah, I vialed in Akira Grey Glassspinner, and then with that land that I got back from Deprive, I countered the Lightning Storm. So that was hilarious. So hey, returning a land to your hand sometimes helps. Sometimes it helps. Never Lucky. Streaming again soon. Do you want Madison? Yeah, I think I'm gonna be streaming a little bit more often, on some regular basis. I don't know if I'm gonna have like a real schedule. This was, but hopefully I'll give some advance in time. And you're also welcome to come over, Madison GG Gibbons. You can come on over. Bring Mark Coco Calusa with you. Yeah, you can also replay a land untapped. So sometimes you didn't play your land drop for the turn, someone interacted with you on your turn, and you return a land and then replay it. You have a land untapped and get more mana.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're under a choke situation or something.
Yep. And Yanchevik says Deprive is also good for resetting Cavernous Souls. Yeah, in
Back
some.
to Merfolk?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically.
I mean, there's possible like
occasionally
Spirit.
Yeah. Occasionally Wizard for if I play with Vendilion Click, because almost the entire deck is Wizards. The only thing that's not a Wizard is Lord of Atlantis, Mare Regery, and Master of the Pearl Trident.
All the lords.
Old Lord, Wizard. Curse Catcher is a Wizard. This is a Wizard.
Yeah, it's good on 4 Masters these days. I remember you. This 2 or 0 for a while.
Oh no, never. I have gone down to 3 before, but Master Waves is still way too strong. Yeah, it got a lot better with the unbanning of Bloodbraid Elf, because now red removal is really popular. Because there was a point where it was just all Fatal Push and Path to Exiles.
Yeah, and I thought that's when you weren't playing it.
And it got... I did... Well, I'm pretty loyal to 4, but I did go down to 3 at one point because it was...
It was hard to do, but you did it, eh?
It was hard to do, but you have to do what you have to do. Still the best card in the deck. This, in my opinion, is the best card in the deck. But if it's going to be too weak to removal, then gonna play a few less.
Madison says they could rip cards on screen. Where's the ripper at?
Oh yeah, where's the ripper at? Well,
once I get my videos going,
yeah, Ray the
be a
card
guest-
ripper.
He'll be a guest star for sure.
Yeah, yes, this is my go-to list for F&M. I just went to my F&M and I went 4-0 with this list, and I basically obliterated all my opponents pretty comfortably. I had a bit of a game against the Mardu Pyromancer deck. That became more of a grind, but I very cleanly went 4-0 against all my other matchups, which included it was Ad Nauseam, Mardu Pyromancer, Tron, and the Red Green Ponza deck. Oh, Jonathan Jones with the super chat. Thank you very much. You didn't even ask a question, Jonathan. You're supposed. That's how this works. Your questions move up above everyone else.
Oh, I think he just appreciates the effort or the knowledge you are dropping upon him.
Jan Shevek asks, is there any chance that we will see Merfolk in Standard, or you feel they are too subpar? I'm just really divided on how many formats that I can play, but I'm very I do want to try out Merfolk Trickster in Standard. I really want it to get it going on Arena, because I can jam the game so much faster. Like, Arena is just boom, 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 boom with the games.
The skipping steps.
A lot of the skipping steps. I love Arena. I can't wait for Modern to show up there, but that's probably going to take like another 5 years.
The only thing I've seen I don't like about it is how they tap their lands.
Oh yeah,
it's just
weird.
like, is that tapped or is it not tapped? Like, you can't play it like that in a tournament. I don't know why they're showing that to you when you're learning the game.
Because the dimension of, because we visually don't actually see it as a rectangle, we see it actually a little bit more as a square, because they try to give it some depth.
Okay.
And then if it's a square and then it turns sideways,
Okay,
it still looks like a
picture,
square.
or... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, that's sacrilege, man.
But they tried many things. They had their reasons. So, Phantom, for you, are you asking what matchups were at my F&M or what my matchups were at the Legacy League today? Graded Nor, whenever in doubt what to play in Modern, Merfolk, just look up Nikachu's latest list. That's right. Just look up my latest videos. Unless they look absurd. We're gonna have, there's gonna be something spicy for you guys tomorrow for the 100th episode of my channel. How do you board against Mardu Pyromancer? So some cards I definitely bring in. I bring in Relic of Progenitus.
More spreading seas.
If I could, I would.
Yeah,
there is Seas Claim. There is Seas Claim.
Not quite worth it.
So I keep in some Dismembers. How did I sideboard? Okay, I definitely took out all the Ether Vials. So let's...
Is it so attrition based?
Move to sideboard. Yeah, it's so attrition based. So I move all the Ether Vials to the sideboard. On the draw, I took out Spell Pierce. That was actually something. I think I'm too clunky on the draw for Spell Pierce. And I brought in Kira. I brought in Tidebinder Mage. I brought in some relics. I think I brought in... Oh no, I took out a Dismember because pain is real. I brought in some Echoing Truth. So this is what my deck looks like on the draw. And then on the play, I believe... I might have taken out the Dismembers on the play.
Are the Tricksters good enough against them to keep in? Or...
Actually, it's nice, yeah. To play it at flash speed is important.
Yeah, okay. Or just, they got all the tokens and...
What else do I do? I might have... I don't remember what I did on the play, to be honest. But I brought in some Spell Pierces on the play. I might have taken out all the Dismembers. Kept the Echoing Truth. But, something in that ballpark.
Jonathan...
Yeah, Jonathan Jones, thanks
question.
with the super chat. Do you think there is some hope for blue-green Merfolk in Modern, or at least for it to return to its former glory? Seems everyone goes back to blue. The problem is that Master of Waves is just way too strong right now. It's like the premier card against a lot of the best decks. It's very good against Hollowed One because it can stabilize like almost any board. It's very good against humans because, or at least, I know Jonathan Jones, you play with the Collected Company version. And Collected Company gets eaten up by Freebooter against humans, and also gets stalled by Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, whereas Master of Waves isn't harmed by either of those cards.
Brings in lots of blockers that can
Yeah.
trade.
Blue Moon is pretty popular, and I think Master Waves is just better, even though Collected Company is still good. It's still good in that matchup. I like playing things at instant speed. I would say Collective Company is competitive. I think it's a good deck. I think Blue Green Merfolk is a good deck, but I would just say that this is better. And then some people, if you love, Collected Company Merfolk, then that would be more or less the reason you would play it. But Master Waves just seems too good right now to put away. And on top of that, I don't really believe in the Kumena Speaker Merfolk Mistbinder lists. All Lord lists just get trumped completely.
Oh, sorry.
They just get trumped by removal, and I don't like that.
Yeah, well, like the advantage is you get more lords to play, but you were saying it's a lot of matchups the lords really aren't.
Yeah, they don't really
need
matter.
To set up and then drop a lord, not.
They're only good if your opponent isn't removing any of your creatures, and there's just too many decks that remove all your creatures.
Yeah, well, modern is just a shooting gallery. Like
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I have to say. So this is basically my sideboard against Mardu Pyromancer. Relic of Progenitus is good in that matchup because it stalls down Bedlam Reveler.
Yeah.
It stalls down.
You can take their Lingering Souls. Which
Yeah, you can eat Lingering Souls. I can't remember if they play Bloodghast. You deal with Faithless Looting. They do play Faithless Looting. So that's the reason.
I always side in full Rest in Pieces in the matchup, and I'm never sad, except for when I draw like 3 or 4 of them. Don't quite need that much. Attacking the graveyard is very powerful.
Echoing Truth. So Phantom for you, I'm going to play Merfolk there, and it's my first GP, and I'm super excited. Yep, good luck. Hold on, where we are. How do you board? Okay, I know it's a long shot, but are you planning on going to GP Barcelona in June/July this year? No, I would unfortunately be studying this first for June and July. Sorry, Phantom, for you. Yanchevik says, honestly, as a watcher, I prefer Magic the Gathering Online because it's easier to see since there are no flashy effects. Even X-Mage is more interesting to watch. I think for competitive players that want to see very clearly the details and construction of the board and all the information, Magic the Gathering Online is better. But I think as a spectator sport and for growing the game and for, engaging new viewers and new players, this is terrible. It looks and sounds awful. And for people who are just learning the game, it's not important that they see all this text here. They just need to hear from the streamer, okay, that we play this guy and it can bounce tapped creatures, and they're just going to learn the cards naturally. And from far away, you can't even read this stuff anyway. So I agree. Like this looks better as a person who likes the game at an intellectual point of view, but as like a spectator sport, this is just like a helicopter simulation, and it's just too stale to engage new audiences, in my opinion. So Mirko Sapilo says, why no fetches? Well, fetches are not very good in modern Merfolk. You just spend one, like if you pay 1 life, you lose 5% of your life total to reduce the chances of drawing a land by less than 1%. And then the lower your life, let's say you have 10 life and you have to fetch because you need this land to cast Master Wave or something, that's 10% of your life total. It's just when you look at it in percentages like that, and we have no way of gaining life. I mean, that life ain't coming back.
Just goes down.
We need the life for like.
Yeah, and against Red, I've seen you pull out some games where you're able to spreading seas them out before they finally got you.
Yeah,
that's
right.
It's a close game, and you're praying they don't even hit a red.
Every damage matters. So Leonardo says, if you're going to play all lords, you might as well run slivers. That's a good point. Richard says, will Andrew stream Burn? Well, that's up to Andrew. Like, we talked about it, and maybe he just has to get it set up. But I mean, he's got all the equipment. It's all up to Andrew when he decides to stream. Phantom for you, Relic interacts with the K command from Mardu Pyromancer as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so Relic of Progenitus can eat up a creature in the graveyard, preventing them from getting young Pyromancer back or Bedlam Reveler or anything too scary. Graded North says, slivers used to be a thing in Legacy, but people realize Merfolk are just better. Island Walk is the key. Do you know what? I think slivers. I don't think there's a lot of exploration in Legacy, to be honest. I think the exploration in Legacy is very little. People just try to refine decks that they know are good already.
That they already love.
Yeah, or decks that they already love. I think there could be room for a Slivers archetype in Legacy, and no one's ever tried it. Especially since it demands all the dual lands. Like, you need to play... But you know what? They just printed, like, Unclaimed Territory. Maybe there's room for Slivers there that we just...
another name Slivers card.
That it's like a Cavern of Souls,
Right.
yeah. Except you don't get
Cheap.
the uncounterable thing.
Except
So
cheap.
maybe there's room for Slivers. No one ever tried it, because they have got great Slivers like Crystalline Sliver, where it gives all your Slivers Shroud.
And there's even combos in some like the Time Spiral block.
Right. They have Evasion with was it Gilded Sliver? Something one blue, all slivers or all slivers you control gain flying. So slivers could be a thing in Legacy, but no one's trying it. I don't think anyone's tried it. And we just recently had a great improvement for that deck in the form of unclaimed territory. Yeah. So maybe there's something there.
Huge volume of slivers to look over. Like,
yep. All those slivers, and they can still abuse cards like, you know, Relic of Progenitus and Chalice of the Void and all the rest of them, all the same. And I don't know how many blue cards they play, but maybe Force of Will is playable as well.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Joes, I don't believe that they are adding Modern to Arena. I think they stated as such. They stated that they don't have time for it right now. Well, they might have made an official statement that they're never adding Modern.
They're probably going to try to make a new format from the beginning of Arena on.
I would rather that they bring Modern back eventually.
Clearly, but...
I heard in the very early interviews, like, they're very strapped on time. They have no time to look at Modern right now for Arena. That from what the interviews that I read, because they still, not only do they have to perfect the sets that they have right now, but they also have to perfect. They still have to keep making the new sets. You know, there's a new set coming out every single few months. They don't have time to go backwards. They have to look forwards. And Jan Shevek, good thing for Legacy and Merfolk is that you don't need any reserved list cards. There is one. Cursed Totem is a toolbox card.
Goodness, what does that one do? I remember it.
I don't remember. Let's see.
They take 2 damage whenever a creature dies or something?
No, it's not quite that.
So it's a thing that does damage, you sack it to give it back?
It's an artifact for 2 colorless. So Cursed Totem. Players can't play activated abilities of creatures.
Oh, that's
nice.
And
it's fine. It's quite nice against, say, elves. So there are some.
Even that Turboland deck would have been good against them. Their Deathrite Shamans, their Summon Safekeeper, even.
Vampire Hexmage. So that's a card there. So there is one reserved list card, for Merfolk.
Is Nullrod ever a consideration? No, there's just not enough affinity-like cards.
It's a consideration. Again, it's a toolbox card.
Yeah.
It may not show up in every list, but it's a toolbox
card. It could be if you're in the right environment.
It could be, yeah. One day, and you never know when that one day will come, because you can never predict what new cards are going to show up in new sets.
Remember when Death Shadow started out at Vancouver? It's like,
Death Shadow was just like a 50-cent card for forever, and then boom, it's changed Modern for forever. It's a big deck. It really shook up Modern for quite a while. So, and Jan Shevik says, same with Legacy Death and Taxes. They're happy that there's no reserved list cards. Or I don't know if there's. I don't think there is.
There's definitely isn't there like an other Thalia? It's not reserve list, but good luck finding it. It's like
I don't know. I'm not. Well, I'm not.
Kingdoms. There's
I'm not familiar with the list.
There's some expensive cards for sure, I think, but I don't know anything about it actually. I just do my Modern thing.
Sora asks about Sora the Spectacular Fox says maybe you can make an experimental sliver deck just to try it out. Unfortunately, I would love. You know what? I would love to brew all sorts of things, but unfortunately, I'm always swamped. Hey, what are you doing in Legacy, Nikachu? Nikachu, what about Standard? Nikachu, what about Modern? Nikachu, what about this? So
tell me how to draft, bud.
Tell me how to draft. So I unfortunately I have to stay focused on Merfolk Maybe one day one of you can become a slivers specialist, and I'll bring you on my channel. And Bragow says, I was surprised that GT wasn't in your sideboard. It's a big deal in my meta. Why did you decide against it? Because it's a really slow, clunky card against the decks that you want it. I would say it's still pretty playable against Death and Taxes, but against Delver...
Not good enough?
You're
Just shooting your stuff too much?
Yeah, you're going to pay 2 to cast it, and then you're going to pay 2 to equip it, and then they shoot the thing, and you're just so far behind. Like, you saw in that blue-red Delver matchup, we had no time to waste. No time to waste at all.
I almost wonder about the, instead of the pitch misdirections, what about divert? It's one blue to cast.
It's possible. Oh, it's possible.
Because then you wouldn't be giving up the card advantage.
But I don't give up card advantage, but my biggest problem with Legacy is just getting tempoed out. You know, just like what happened in that
right,
third
where you
game.
got only 2 blue and you got to play a damn creature.
Yeah, you have to play a
Yeah,
creature.
I see what you're saying.
So but divert definitely possible.
But then, because it's more likely to be able to play 4 Force of Will still while siding in diverts, as opposed to like
Right.
Force of Wills and misdirections. Like that's crazy.
No, yeah, you can't. Although the idea with misdirection, Force of Will is a 2-for-1, whereas misdirection is hopefully a 2-for-2.
Yeah, I agree. Shining Show.
Yeah, exactly. Shining
what you're
Show.
saying.
Or even worse.
Sometimes. Well, Commandeer, that's pretty heavy. Like you see, like he had so many hands that were like 3 lands, 8 valid, 3 cards. If you're playing Commandeer, it's an interesting.
Oh yeah. Commandeer. It was pioneered by Jacob Wilson and a bunch of his troll decks.
In Merfolk, no.
Even in everything. Every deck,
his burn deck, every Commandeer.
Every troll deck that he made, he
Yeah.
made a bunch of troll decks, and it all featured Commandeer because it's the most hilarious blow card. Cursed Totem doesn't seem to be reserved. Printed in 6th. I could be wrong about Cursed Totem. Maybe it's not Cursed Totem. Maybe I'm just thinking about Null Rod.
Well, Null Rod's a real beating on what it beats.
So I don't know. Either someone will correct me in the comment section below in the when this thing gets posted.
I actually attended Pro Tour Chicago in 1999.
Yeah, that's how this guy is a Pro Tour relic.
And Gary Wise is like a Canadian Hall of Famer. He comes up and he asks me if I have any the processor where you pay life to make tokens.
Okay.
And I was playing like a Forbidian deck, like Force of Wills, Ophidians, and
right.
all this nonsense.
Oh, the old-fashioned stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that long ago. And but my buddy Jason Tay's like, "What did he ask you for?" And I was telling him, he's like, "I'm gonna go get some null rods," you know. And he just puts in null rods in his sideboard. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And I didn't do it, and it's like that was the come out party for Tinker.
Oh.
So it was just like Phyrexian Processor, Voltaic Key.
How did Tay do?
I did better than him. Even though I got just destroyed by like a bunch of different world champions playing the Tinker deck.
Yeah, the Tinker deck. Yeah. That's too bad.
So it was funny that if I would have picked up on the clues there.
Too fair.
I 6-2-1 the first day, something like that, and then ended up 50-50 basically in the end. But if I would have known about if I would have taken Tay's advice, my buddy from back then.
So Little Bird asks, "Is there a way to play Merfolk and Pauper?" Yes. Go look up. I can't say that it's a competitive deck, but you can look up Pauper Ponderings Merfolk on YouTube, or you can try to look for it on the manabase.com. He made, or he piloted a Merfolk deck running like that. I don't know, 1 blue, 1/1 unblockable Merfolk, and then there's a lot of commons that came out of Ixalan that made this, a Merfolk deck, but I can't say it's competitive
I think
at
that
all.
guy beat me in Modern last time I played the Fusion tournament.
Yeah.
his version was so bad, but it just worked real good against me.
Instead of Misdirection, why not play Commandeer? Oh, yeah, we talked about that already. And then since you are already pitching 2 cards... No, we don't pitch 2 cards. Well, Commandeer pitches basically like 3 cards. Commandeer and then 2...
3 cards.
Yeah, we use 3 cards in Commandeer, whereas Misdirection only uses up 2. Misdirection and an extra blue card.
And Misdirection is actually castable in a game that's gone reasonably long. Commandeer still isn't.
Right. What do you think about Gilded Drake in the sideboard? Oh, I love Gilded Drake. It was originally in the sideboard, and I took it out. My 5-0 list actually featured Gilded Drake because
you can Harbinger it.
Oh yeah, you can bounce your own Gilded Drake, but I love it in the lands matchup. I love it in the it would have been great in this league.
Yeah.
We would have. It was great against Sneak and Show.
I forgot. See, I was trying to think of Threads of Disloyalty, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's
yeah.
an even better idea. Like,
No, yeah, I have my Gilded Drakes.
I'd like
Yeah,
to see two in the board.
maybe I should stick 2 more in the board when I can find out what I don't really need. Maybe I need 1 less Dismember, 1 less Echoing Truth. Yeah, Null Rod it is, and Gilded Drake seems to be reserved. Really, really? Maybe I should get some.
Sega.
Maybe I should get more Gilded Drakes. I only own 2 in paper.
What are they worth now? Cheap still?
More than, well, who knows what it could be. It could
You gotta
end up
get
being
foil
worth.
ones, man. What are you talking about?
Well, they don't exist.
You're failing.
Urza Sega didn't. There was no foils yet. Gilded Drake. I know Star City Games is not a good measure. Whoa.
Too late.
Yeah, it's too late. It's like it's over. It's like
buy
6.
a couple B ones for 50 American.
Yeah. Right.
Ah.
It's too late.
You're probably good with 2.
The
I couldn't see really needing
the
more
Gilded
than that.
Drake train has left the building.
Thank God they don't have foil ones.
Maybe it's not too late, but like, oh man, soon enough, all these reserve list cards will
They
go
keep
like
going up.
they'll all go over $200.
And what's funny is
Still
like,
cheaper than chalices and caverns.
yeah, it's true. I was gonna say something. I lost it there.
Alright. Well, I think this is a good point to end the stream. Thank you everyone for participating, joining. Thanks to everyone who participated in the super chat. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed the Merfolk and Legacy, and maybe I'll refine this up. But I think I will probably use the streams as an opportunity to play like the offbeat decks that or the formats that aren't core to my channel. So like I want to have regular modern Merfolk stuff, so I'll use this as an opportunity to play one day, play Vintage, one day play Legacy, one day play something, or maybe play weird versions of modern Merfolk, with very experimental. So thanks everyone for watching. This has been Nikachu and Jason Shining Schulsamard for playing Merfolk and Legacy. Thank you very much.
Thanks.